Welcome to Alive on One, a miniatures gaming podcast. Specifically tonight, we're talking about something that happened at MCP today. The character updates. I'm here tonight with my buddy Jian. How's it going, Jian?
Hey, Bork, it's great to be here. Oh my God, we're here. The updates are
Yeah,
here.
finally. And Pedro.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay, yep. That's about
the updates
same.
are here, guys.
That was how I felt
Yeah.
yesterday. Now I feel a lot better. So, so we're gonna get kind of right into it. So I'm just gonna kind of list off some upcoming events coming up, kind of near in the Northeast, just to get them at kind of advertise some stuff so you can go play with these new models. So, in Piscataway, New Jersey, there's a summer slaughter coming up on August 15th. That's in like 5 days or so. So this weekend. Torchlight Games, there's a GT August 22nd through 23rd in Burlington, Ontario, in Canada. Jen, are you going to
that? Maybe not. To be determined.
Okay.
Depends on funds.
Jen may or may not be there. Oh, NashCon's coming up. So this isn't I think it's probably all sold out, but like just for those who want to like watch and see what goes on there, right? That's coming up this weekend too. Which Jen will be at. So, and a few of us actually, Jen, Eric, Ben.
Yep, those are the 3 folks from the pod that are going, which is a surprisingly high number of us actually going to NashCon.
Yeah, 3 out of 8 is like 30-40%, ish.
Yeah, that's like a defense role in Marvel.
Yeah, there we go.
That's pretty good.
You're the shield right now. Yeah, which is cool. So I'm like hoping that you guys can come back and like talk about some stuff too, because like that's that's our first major tournament that with the new changes. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens.
Absolute chaos, and I'm totally here for it.
I mean, I don't think anything's gonna be figured out, but like you'll have some more like experience looking at like what people are bringing. But so should be cool. But Torchlight Games, GT in Burlington in Ontario. Simon is going to be at that. I know that for sure. That's August 22nd through 23rd. The weekend after is a Millennium Games GT in Rochester, which Ben is TOing, August 29th. And I think it's just a 1 day now. So that's at the beginning of August. And then moving forward, I don't think there's anything that I know of in September yet, but in October, the fall retreat I heard is happening again, which we went to last year and have an episode on. So you can kind of check out our experience there. But that's the October 10th weekend, and that's a team event. There will be a singles on the Friday, a team on Saturday, maybe Sunday, depending on the amount of teams. And then, quickly after that, the 24th, which is like 2 weekends from then, is a St. Laurent Open in Montreal, Canada. That's a GT as well. So, and Simon's involved in that somehow. So I don't remember how, but he's involved in that. So that'll be that L'Abyss or the Abyss if you're American, I guess. But that's in Montreal, so that should be a good time. So yeah, those are some events. I'm sure there's more, but like get gaming again. This will be like a very exciting couple months as things kind of shake out with all this. So we're here.
We're here. We did it.
We have arrived, guys.
It has arrived.
This is our moment.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson, a moment like this for a lot of people who I think wanted some changes and kind of got them to some extent, and I think it's important to also preface this with like, we understand a lot of things. Not everyone's gonna be happy about everything, I guess is where I was going with that. But I think overall, this is like such a big overhaul that if you're not unhappy with like a particular character, there might be, others, or there might be different affiliations that like are surprising with this, because like these are just like sweeping changes. So and in all honesty, they're now kind of out in the wild, so we'll kind of see like what happens over the next few months, which this initial couple of weeks, what you hear is good. There's like sleeper things, so things that no one's thought of quite yet until they kind of like put stuff on the table, grind reps, and then like see these weird interactions, So we should talk about that. So tonight's episode is going to focus on the primarily just on the kind of like changes, the character updates to some of the major characters. it'd be nice to go over every single health buff, but that would take absolutely forever. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think we're just going to kind of talk about the health buffs in general. So we'll give a few notable ones at the end of this, but um, some of these health buffs are going to be significant. Even though you may or may not see it, even just like some of the one health buffs on like 3 threats, or the fact that they're like putting up a lot of these models, like a lot of 3 threats are going like 6-5 in whatever order, a lot of 4 threats are going 7-7 in whatever order. So as a preface, double check your characters, look at their TTCs, how they interact. Maybe there was like a team tactics card that you didn't use a lot because it just died and you didn't have time to use it. That might actually be viable now, or it costs too much power because like now with more health, you're going to generate, 1 more power technically. So, from damage, right. Or whatever. So there's like little things like that. So, either of you have anything to say before we dive into the list?
Not really, and you previously covered it, Bork, because like the ramifications of having like more health like, does a lot, right? As far as like what the power economy does.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while for people to see the residuals. Like, well, what does 1 health really mean? And it's like, well, like 1 health on, let's say, Gwen, might be the difference of getting like a second pull, right, for Ghost Spider.
Yep.
But then like 1 more health from Gambit can be like, it's like, oh my god, this is like a nightmare situation. Like I can't kill this guy.
Yeah.
And now he's just going to be me. It's going to be awful.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's like little nuances, like I think are definitely something we're going to have to like, as a community, play these characters and see, right? So we can't like tell you what's going to happen. And that's kind of cool, actually. So I guess an example that we have here that I wrote down to talk about is like, and then we'll get into like all the characters who got like 3 stamina, because that's like kind of significant. So, for example, and he's one of them. So Killmonger, right, from Cabal, who has the card Usurp the Throne, which gives you 2 VPs for murdering someone, basically, went to 7-7. So previously, where Killmonger, was what, 5-6 or 6-5, something like that.
It was 6-5.
Yeah.
6-5.
So maybe like, you were trying to set up a usurp turn and then someone dazed you and now you only have 5 health and just got you off the board, right? That's less likely to happen. So that card becomes like much more playable and like interesting, right, in certain scenarios. So like little things like that. So go back, look at your affiliations that you love and like just check like or like play test a little bit, so lots of weird stuff that might happen that we are completely, at this time of recording, we'll have no fucking idea. So
Yep.
And
then I would like to add, just if you guys go to your local and you play and you're like, okay, I want to try this guy, and then he's like Killmonger 7-7, but if he just gets immediately dumpstered off the table, do not just give up on them.
Yeah,
don't give up on models just because they got 1 extra health but they still just die. You gotta like play a bunch of reps. Like just make sure, like, don't do it like the one time thing and then be like, okay, the smile's still the same, I don't want to play him. Like really give it a chance, because this is a very big overhaul.
Yeah, I think I've said multiple times in multiple podcasts, and Jian can probably like hold me to this, that like you need like 3 to 5 games at least to like see how something works sometimes.
Yeah. And also, like, always keep in mind, like, in the case of Killmonger, it's like, okay, yeah, this model sucked because, like, he just is very fragile, or did I actually just let him get shot by a 10 dice Helios laser or something?
Yeah.
Like that's going to make a difference.
Or
right?
Blue Marvel just had a Blue Marvel turn, right?
We dare not speak the name.
Hey, he did not get a health buff, and he was in the list. So that AMG sent out. So I think overall that's a win.
Yeah, no, we were all waiting for bated breath and just like, oh no, is he going to a 7-7 or a 7-8? Like that's gonna be like awful.
I need 8-7. That's why I need.
Okay. Blue Marvel aside, I'll just run through this list. So there are only a few characters who got more than who got 3 stamina. So Archangel, Elektra. So Archangel 7-7, Elektra 7-7, Killmonger 7-7, Lady Mastermind 7-7, Sinister 7-7, Nightcrawlers
7-7.
7-7. Shadow King is
8-7.
8-7. So, okay. Silver Sable 7-7. Spider Woman 7-7.
Yep.
Steve Rogers, Captain America, 7-7.
Yep. 7-7.
Ultron 2.
7-7.
Not Ultron 2. Ultron, the original Ultron. Sorry,
Yeah,
let
the
me.
Right.
original
Yeah,
Ultron.
Yeah. Metal Tyrant only got 2 health, but or 1 health. I think he goes to an 8-7.
he's
Sorry.
8-7. Yeah.
That's yep.
Yeah, I just said 2, so I meant Ultron in addition to, but and then Winter Soldier Operative, the Cabal piece, so 7-7 as well. So that's a good chunk of change of 4 threats who got updated, which I think overall, and then Phoenix got 4 extra stamina. So, and we'll talk about her though, so I'll just like leave it be there. But I think overarchingly, like my takes here with all the health updates are, they're really trying to kind of give a place for 4 threats in the overall game. I think that's how I felt that way, at least.
Yeah, there's no longer any 4 threats that have like less than 12 health, right? Like your lowest health pool
Just 12.
4s are going to be like
Loki 1.
Shang-Chi or like or Bill. Yeah, it's like Loki 1, Shang-Chi, Bill, which have like various degrees of very interesting like defense tech or a combination of just strong defense tech. So that warrants like the lower health pool. But yeah, no one's going to be at a 5-6 or a 6-5 health pool
Or
now,
5-5 as Loki was previously. So
yeah.
yeah. So Maddox, this one's for you. Loki 1, real good right now. But sorry, Maddox hates Loki 1, so I had to make that shout out. But yeah, no, I think overall it's like pretty interesting. 4 threats feel really strong right now, like really good, like viable options. They feel like 4 threats, like tankier. And then the health pool, I kind of like what they're doing where it's like 4 threats are like 7-7. And then the health pool on 5s and 6s isn't that much higher or the same, right? But they have like a little bit more power.
It's usually like one more, I think, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have like a little bit more that they can do to like affect the board state, so it's kind of cool where they're going with that. So I approve.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like 2 health, right, per jump. It's more like you get a health and then we're allowed to break the game a little bit more, right,
Yeah.
in some way.
Yep.
So
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of character. I'll say this: there's a lot more character changes than I expected. Like I was keeping my expectations like really low. Like they're like, it's like okay, Shang-Chi is supposed to get a change. She-Hulk's supposed to get a change. I was like, oh, there's maybe going to be like 10 characters. I'm just going to keep my expectations low. And then I'm looking over this list that a bunch of us like worked on. I'm just like, oh my god, this is like way more substantive.
60, 59, 60s.
Let's see. Not counting the title row, like 60 characters with actual rules changes, but some of the rule changes are like very like straightforward.
Yeah, some of
like,
them
some of them
we
are,
won't like spend too much time on.
Yeah. But technically, 60 characters like got actual like rules updates, right? In some way. And we'll kind of go over it for you guys today. And like, if there's a sense of change, I think we want to spend a little more time and just kind of talk about them a little bit, right? So yeah, where do you guys want to start? I mean,
we have to just do this alphabetically. There's no other way.
All right.
So starting, okay. So we're just going to start with Angela. So I guess I'll just run through the summary and then we talk about how, because this is kind of significant actually. So I'll run through the summary and we can talk about kind of like thoughts. All right. So real quickly, her Blades of Icar costs 0 down from 1. Sorry, I'm like reading. Okay, maybe Jian, you want to do this?
Okay, so I'll do this since I actually like wrote this in. Okay, so all right, I'll get your first reactions. So Blades of Icar, they've changed it so that it's no longer a spender. It's now 0 cost power, and the pursuit trigger is now automatic. There's no longer a hit trigger.
Well, fun fact:
so
they updated her in Jarvis already.
Excellent,
nice.
So that's easy for you guys to follow along in that case. Heaven's Wrath has gotten substantial change to the spender. It is now 4 power instead of 3, but that's because now instead of adding dice based on the character's size, you're actually going to add dice based on their threat level. So in the same Valkyrie Elendil and Warriors 3 situation, the higher their threat level, the bigger this dice pool is going to be. The cleave trigger also now is what used to be, I think you have to do like another one of these Heaven's Wrath attacks. You instead are allowed to do either a Zypho Sword or a Blade of Icar attack, or anything in 0 cost. I guess technically she can also use the Inhuman Weapons Beam. It's a 0 cost attack.
True.
As well. So
True.
yeah, yeah, and this on top of health buffs, right? So like she's now like a 7/8 character, I want to say.
Flip card 7/8. Yeah.
Yep. So Angela, I think is like she's back. I think like and this is on top of the the buffs before, right? For the angelic assassin timing changing, right? So that you can do it after you get power from your builder and stuff. So like she could start blending quite a bit of people, and she's a lot more consistent now, right? Which I think was kind of a big dig on her before. It was like okay, she's like lore wise an angelic assassin, but like you couldn't really do a lot like initially, like as far as damage goes, like not big spikes of damage.
Yeah. I mean, she's still a long move, medium base, safe grab too. So, which is, yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I gotta put her on the. I've never put Angela on the table though. I don't really play Asgard, so I'll just watch if someone beats me up with her.
Oh, a
You're gonna be
lot
like,
of
wow,
changes,
she's a
Pedro.
real problem.
Yep.
Holy moly!
I know my dad's very excited for her. He's a big Spawn fan, and I told him, "Oh yeah, she's getting all this," and he's like, "Finally, I could dust her off. I could do it." And then now he's like all pumped up for for Angela. So I'm really excited for her.
Heck yeah, Pedro Cedar. Let's get it.
Yep.
Get it in. Well, that's more sexual, but all right.
Speaking of sexual, let's move on to Ant-Man.
Sean's not here. It's less sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ant-Man's changes are he can hold asset tokens. Well, he's small. But Hitch a Ride, he drops them. So
Yeah. So they made a bunch of changes to this is going to also tie into Wasp as well when we get to her. But the chain size. So remember, chain size normally is if Ant-Man's holding anything, right? He has to drop whatever he's holding. Now,
Yes.
as long as it's an asset token, he's able to now change size with it and not drop it. If it's a civilian token, though, you still have to drop it, unfortunately. So huge change, and it's going to change the way that Ant-Man gets to play. Because prior to that, I always hear, I don't know about you guys, but do you always hear that it's like, well, Ant-Man is like really fun to play, but he just can't interact with the scenario very much.
yeah,
Which is what kept a lot of people from playing.
I have heard that quite a bit actually. So
Yeah. I used to hear a lot of praise in Kingpin praise where he would just go steal your back gamma.
Oh, that's so
And
dirty.
just like yeah, you would just like move, transform, hitch a ride, move again, and then just basically you just sit on their back gamma and just take it, and then you score like everything in the first round.
It also was not hard to actually just get a round 1 6-die punch into somebody and maybe just set for power for the game sometimes.
Yep.
yeah, he's super interesting now. Also, he had a health buff, so 6/6. So he's a tankier 3-threat because I think 6/6 is kind of like the threshold for threes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it should be noted too that remember that in his tiny form he gets stealth and the ability to reroll all dodge and defense dice.
Yeah,
Like no matter the attack type, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like that I like that they kind of like balance that out where you can't hold civilians, but you can hold assets. So
Assets, yep.
super cool. So okay, I guess we're gonna have to spend a little bit more time on this one. All right, my big blue boy.
It's finally come.
So this is more. We'll talk about this now because we're here. So not only is his card he got a health buff. He got one extra health, I think, on his. Didn't he? He got a health buff, right?
No, I
he
don't think
did not.
Apocalypse got anything.
I should probably
Yes,
say his
listeners,
name.
we're talking about Apocalypse, by the way.
He got all nerfed.
No, he didn't get anything for health. You're right. He got Peerless, which I don't know. That doesn't really. So a lot of the things we'll talk about here, who got Peerless, actually do have like some implications. I don't really think APOC does because like no one was splashing him elsewhere anyways. And I don't know. He doesn't like the Peerless list. I don't really foresee that many of them, and he would actually, are any of them even horsemen?
Yeah, no, certainly like within the surface of Apocalypse, right? Like the Peerless doesn't affect you guys at all, right?
Yeah.
Because they mostly stay in faction, they rarely splashed, and any splashes would never have a Peerless like keyword,
Yeah, maybe they're just kind of like food. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Maybe there's some lore where APOC is not like controlling the horseman and it's someone else controlling the horseman. So maybe they don't want you to double up on it, but
I'm thinking
I
more
highly
like it's
doubt that
just he's
that's
a
a
6
thing.
threat, he gains Peerless because that's kind of what they're doing across the board.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's only so spoilers, slight spoilers ahead, listeners. Like, there's only a few like large threat models that are not peerless anymore. So as they come up, we'll let you know who's got them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And
um,
oh, go ahead, Jian.
no, yeah. Borg, did you want to move on to the Horseman card since we're
Yeah,
already here?
so APOC, nothing changed on him, but the entire affiliation has like some changes. So the primary leadership card, you now gain an evolution token in the cleanup phase instead of in the power phase, and this is pretty impactful because it means it's a lot harder to get that like guaranteed kind of bump APOC had, that place 2 that he used to use off Famine. So and in addition to that, you can now only spend evolution tokens to reroll defense dice. It what used to be offense, defense, and actually dodge before. So that is definitely like a nerf, quote unquote. And then the death, it's 2 power down from 3. So
Yeah, so they actually made it cheaper. So like Death actually got a buff here
yeah,
because it's actually easier to use that now.
yeah, death definitely got a buff, but then pestilence went from 2 power up to 3. So it's a little harder to just do that turn 1 with your token. Again, the token generation's affecting these kind of turn 1 plays. And then war, and this should have been like this the whole time, in my opinion. War is now once per turn rather than being able to use your war piece to convert all your dice twice. So I don't think people are going to maybe be up in arms about it. Well, probably not, because everyone's sick of APOC, or was for a while. I think it's fine, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think what that basically prevents now, right, is that you're not going to get Pestilence round 1, right? Because that was traditionally you Pestilence like early, and then you also are able to give Apocalypse like his, the ability for him to like walk, Famine Hop, and punch somebody, right? And that was like incredibly powerful, like opening turn
Yeah.
to just put a lot of pressure on people. So, but now, like, let's say APOC has this 1 power, right? And you can get a Famine token like pretty easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still able to, punch with Apocalypse, I think, round 1, like pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's just that you don't get the Pestilence spawn people now, and that's a big tempo like slowdown, right? As far as like that condition game goes.
Yeah, it like turns off a little bit of his control, which was probably a good thing, to be honest, for balance. But and also, like, keep in mind too, like, you see this, but like a lot of the horsemen have changed. Some of the horsemen, I should say, have changed kind of significantly. Like Mr. Sinister being an example. So I don't know what's going to unfold. The 17 still feels pretty good in my opinion, anyways. So I can also see a world where APOC is like, where he already is becoming this a little bit, but where APOC's like a duel, right? Because like in certain
That'd be
matchups,
cool.
yeah, with like X-Men or something. So
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think he's dead, but he does feel a lot more balanced now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's still plenty of like good stuff you can do with APOC. It's just that they just don't have like a lead right on people as quickly on round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
especially with
and
like the control parts of his list, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
But
It just you're
go
gonna
ahead,
say.
Pedro.
No, I was gonna say, so it basically just lets your opponent that's not playing APOC kind of like breathe for a second instead of like getting on the round 1 pressure like down your throat, essentially.
well, yeah, and so some of these round 1 plays were just neutering certain affiliations. Like I remember watching lots of Wakanda games, right? And you have to kind of bunch up with Wakanda because you need bodyguards, or that's how the lists are structured often. And it'd be like walk. Oh, you all just have like poison, slow, like whatever's the
Yeah.
worst condition for each of them. And you can still do that, but it's round 2, so you can like create some more interesting interaction, right, with APOC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
It's more of a dialogue back and forth, right, between the players,
mhm.
and so you're kind of setting up for round 2 more for for APOC, right, rather than just blitzing round 1. So I think it's still fair, and I still think he like mid game he's still gonna feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Death going to 2 power, I think that's gonna hot take. I think that's gonna actually be really significant. As far as like, because maybe Toad doesn't become like your your go to anymore. Maybe you actually try to fit in Gambit as like one of your first like, death threats, for instance,
Yeah,
Or a honey
6/6,
badger.
Okay,
maybe.
Pedro.
Hey.
I don't know.
Uh,
I think Death Toad is stronger than
honey.
Death Badger
I mean,
yeah,
7
you're
dice, right?
from range 3.
From range 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, okay. So this is the moment that we have to talk about this, and we're on Baron Strucker, but we're going to talk about the next character. So this guy
The hammer has arrived.
has been
Finally.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
The day we thought would
You
never
know what
come.
sucks though?
The wrecking ball.
Every single update, Bill, who's been a menace for as long as Zemo, or slightly
Oh,
less time,
God.
avoids avoids the nerf pat. Although to be fair, Zemo is Bill has like his moments where he's not good. So,
Yes.
but anyways, okay. So we're talking about Baron Zemo, and the moment has come. Y'all get ready. Okay, the card here is updated. So, lots of things happened to him. Well, okay. So Strategic Genius, which was his reroll, his passive reroll, is replaced by a new superpower that Strucker also has. So we're simultaneously talking about Strucker because that's the only thing that changed on Strucker is this. It costs 1 power, and yourself or your ally within 2 can reroll 1 dice when attacking or defending. Can be used once per turn. So what used to be a passive more than once per turn reroll has now become a 1 power reroll when attacking or defending once per turn. Sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. So anyway,
It's okay.
I'm just like
Take your
thinking
time.
about some implications. So Strategic Genius, we should note, we'll get here too, is still on two models. So outside of 3 threats, these 2 changes actually like take a rerolls away from 3 threats, passive rerolls. But then in addition to that, Zemo's Master Swordsman is now up from 2 power to 3 power. So I think Vince did a pretty good video on why Zemo was a menace, and they actually, like a long time ago, and they actually kind of like touched kind of everything he said. So I think they did a good job rebalancing this character, to be honest.
It also should be noted that Master Swordsman's also once per turn as well. That's a big like also cap on the amount of craziness he gets out
Power
of a turn.
gen, that'll hurt his power generation for sure. So
Yeah. So now he has, 2 sources of rerolls, but they're all more expensive now, right? So,
Mhm.
and they're also more limited in how many times you can apply them
yeah,
as well.
he did get a health buff, so he is 6'5". So he's kind of in line with the 3 threat. He's on the lesser side of that, but they did bring him a little bit in line, which is good. So
Yeah. I think affiliation wise, I think you still look at him possibly as one of your 3 threats, right? But I think he's definitely going to slow down as being like the go-to like force
3
multiplier
threats
3 threat,
slash.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
You probably play him more often like Cabal, right?
maybe.
It's probably gonna be the best.
Well, we'll get there because now there's like some interesting options in Cabal outside of Zemo.
Okay,
so
okay.
like Viper, but like moving. So Strucker got the same thing, which is actually kind of a nerf to Strucker, unfortunately. But it
But
is what it is.
Strucker did also get 6/6 health, and he's in a like health regeneration leadership, and he also
Mhm.
has healing factor as well.
Yeah. Oh,
so-
he's
yeah.
fine. I was just saying that's a slight nerf to him.
Right. I think it's a little less bad because like usually Zemo was so mobile that he can also reposition himself to actually be the force multiplier. Strucker is like, he has to move around the board like really honestly.
Yeah.
So like it never really was like a thing to like bunker around Strucker, right? Like you didn't form a gun line
Mm.
around Strucker. Like
Not
that's
yet.
not really a thing.
Let's be honest.
No,
Yeah, not yet.
not yet,
You're right. You're right. Hydra
So-
gun line?
Maybe.
Hmm.
But anyways, so moving on to a really interesting option now is so all rerolls are gone from 3 threats, like unless you pay for them, right? And now we have this the second Zemo 2 still maintains his passive reroll, and I should note here Namor also has it. So Namor and Zemo, if you go above the 3 threat threshold, still have that passive reroll without once per turn. You have to pay a threat level for it, but it still exists in the game. So Zemo's change, though, was now his quick step, which was a advance M, doesn't force you to drop extracts.
No, what it was you couldn't hold an extract like while and do it.
Okay. Well, now you can hold extra and do
Yeah.
it. um, this guy's pretty interesting now. I'm gonna be fully transparent. So
Yeah. Health also got finally buffed because he was a 5/6 health pool as a 4th threat, which was brutal.
yeah,
So now he's a
6, 7.
6/7 health. Yeah. So it's pretty good now. He's a lot more
God, we're gonna be
durable.
saying that all night. Sorry, listeners. 6, 7.
Get out of us right now.
Yeah.
Don't draw attention to it, Steven. You're just gonna make it worse.
You
The
know,
more
to be honest,
attention you draw
I
to
miss
it.
that whole cultural thing, so like it means nothing to me. But whatever.
It was pretty cute. While we're over at WTC, like in at an amusement park, we're just riding these rides, and these kids, like Danish kids, are just going 6/7, 6/7. Like I was, yeah, my girlfriend and I were dying like as we're riding. These are just like, this is so absurd, but yeah,
Hmm. Okay, so moving on, we now have Black Bolt 1. So,
yep. So let me describe it, okay?
mhm.
So first you got Peerless, so you can't roll a bunch of big boys with Black Bolt 1 anymore, unfortunately. But that really wasn't really a huge thing in the first place. But the more important thing is that the leadership is a downgrade to a side grade, depending on like how you look at it. So now the way it works is that once per turn during an ally character's activation, an active uh, ally can actually pull a power from a different ally from range 5, and it goes to the active character. So what this prevents is that no longer can you like spend 4 turns like stacking like one power, one power, one power on the same person. You now only at max in one round get one power from a friend. But to compensate for that, instead of it being pulling from range 3, you can pull from range 5 now. But only the active character can get that power now per turn.
Yeah, so it's weirdly kind of functions a little bit to some extent like kind of like Dorm, kind of, except for you're exchanging power rather than just raw power, right? Sort of. I'm just
Yep.
thinking of it in that kind of those kind of terms in my head, but
Yeah. So basically, if your kit like starts turning on like when you have one extra power, I think like this is not going to affect you like a lot. What this does do is like it prevents you from having those big stack plays where like for instance at WTC, like I played against somebody that just had Miles 1 right in his humans roster, and he just spent the first 4 activations just giving Miles one power, one power, one power, one power. So he could just web swing and just venom blast me like immediately. Like,
Mm,
Lord.
yeah.
so I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's
Or
legit.
like Black Cat stack up to 3 walk steel, something like that. If you're in range, obviously. But yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, if you're playing around splashes and characters that just like need 2 power, then you're gonna be fine. Otherwise, you need to do something else then if you're trying to, use other characters with more power intensive kits.
Yeah. Um okay. So that's
I think it's pretty
interesting.
good.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, yeah, I mean it's a downgrade, obviously, but
It's a downgrade, but I mean the range increase is kind of cool because that lets you kind of be more mobile. You don't have to worry about the range 3 ones. You could be like, oh, okay, I know who I need right now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's more forgiving, right? In
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So we'll see how that shakes out for Inhumans, but that's definitely interesting.
I mean, Black Bolt, by the way, is still, they didn't change his damage output or his defensive output. That guy's still bodyguards for 1. He's still a really good cannon. Um, like he's still him. So like, yes, classic New Mutants character, Black Bolt.
And I
um
don't think any of them, just for a quick hint for everybody else, I don't think any of them got like super reworks. I think they all got extra health. So they actually kind of sit pretty cool, I would think.
what did Black Hell? Oh, the Inhumans in general, yeah.
The Inhumans, yeah.
Yeah,
The Inhumans
it's
got
like,
all 1 extra health, and I think they all sit pretty nice right now.
yeah, everybody except Karnak, which I'm pretty sad about. But yeah, otherwise, every other person in Humans, like I think, got something, which is really sweet.
Yep. Karnak and Gorgon didn't get one because Gorgon's still 6'5".
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He was already like tuned like well at
Yes.
that point.
Yeah, but like even Medusa at 7'7" is still like insanely cool.
Miss Marvel at 6'6". Ooh, buddy.
Oh God, yep.
Oh
And
yeah,
finally
that's pretty
Crystal
solid.
at 6'6".
Also solid.
Yep.
We're moving to your affiliation now, Pedro. So
Oh
This is the
yeah,
first
Black
of it.
Dwarf.
This is a more minor change.
Yep, yep.
The Black Dwarf change is a little disappointing, to be honest, but his brutal end attack went from 4 to 3.
Yes.
His
Yep. Went
wild
from 4-3.
stagger, 8 dice physical, right?
Yep. So it went down from 4-3, and then he only got 1 extra health on the front. They did not fix his charge, unfortunately.
Yeah. I
But
mean, like,
I think
yeah,
it's not that bad because the thing is that now he's got 7 health on the front, and this guy is like kind of like a brick wall on some of the missions. Like if you play him on Survivor, you add the 1 extra physical or energy, and you just gave this guy a bunch of power. He's not that bad. So I think it lets him use more of his kit for that 1 power reduction. I think people are going to see a little bit better because if you think about it, if you had to do a brutal end and a Black Fury, it used to cost 7. Now it only costs 6. So you could stagger plus throw someone medium, which is like insanely far.
yeah. And with his large base, with source extracts and whatnot, sometimes I think he like just having that large base allows you to like put your toe in like here's a source, but also here's a secure at the
Yes.
same time, which I think is kind of neat.
Yep. But yeah, big time. And then, I mean, he's still useful because he's a 4 threat with like an insane amount of health for like 7 on the front and 8 on the back. That's like a 5 threat level of health.
True.
Would have reduced by 1. So in reality, it's like, was it? It's like 8 and then 9 on the back.
I mean, even
So
more, right? Depending if they're hitting you with like 2 damage at a time or something. You're like,
yes,
yeah, you feel nothing.
yeah, you're like, okay, cool, whatever. So I wish he did get a regular charge. My only concern, I would think, is a large base charge seems very scary on a model like this because he could just like he could pop off, but he could not pop off. But I mean, depending on how you look at it.
Well, Warriors 3 is fine.
Yeah, they don't have a charge.
I know. It kind of feels like it sometimes, though.
Yeah, I know. They have a clapback. Honestly, if this character got a clapback, I would actually be very impressed with it. Or like even like a aggressive. It would be actually kind of cool to have on this model.
Stay tuned for 2 years from now.
But I mean, it's also like they're starting. I feel like they're starting to look into certain things, so that's why I'm not as bummed out. At least I did get a change, so I am more happy about that. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, Black Dwarf is strictly better, right, than what he was.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
you
1
know,
extra health and a reduce in the spender is still a big thing. So if they were to be like, let's do a charge, then it'd be like, okay, yeah, now this character might be a little bit too good, but we will see. Maybe he just needs a medium move and then that fixes the whole thing.
yeah. There's going to be a bunch of other Black Order stuff that's going to come up.
Should we
So
cover
it'll
that
be
now,
interest-
actually? So there were 2 changes to Black Order for TTCs that I think we should just say now.
Oh yeah, tactics cards.
So yeah, first the Black Order now gives power to all allied characters, not just Black Order allies.
Awesome.
And only Black Order allies can trigger the leadership, and it doesn't work on grunts, but it gives power to everyone on the board, basically. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then in addition to that mothership, the moving character can now be holding an objective, but it drops after it moves. So it means it's still close, right, to your
Yes.
character. So,
Yep.
That's kind of impactful
Yeah.
too.
And it can only be played during the power phase, so it's on specific scenarios. Like sources, you probably still bring this card because it's still an insanely good card, but just don't pick up the source extract with the guy that you're about to offload. Or like don't like waste power knowing that you're about to mothership in.
Jen, you want to tamper it down?
So, I mean, it's actually perfectly fine in sources, right? But because by the time, Pedro, you would play Mothership, the source extracts are already returned back to their the initial positions, right? So you're not going to be dropping anything.
It's actually
Yeah,
really
yeah.
strong on sources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you're right though. Yeah. So you have to like figure out like it's like okay, do I care whether or not I'm going to drop this? Like if I do Mothership, right? And you have to commit like this, and you have to figure out it's like do I have priority? Do I not have priority? Right?
Yes.
Um, and spoiler alert, I guess we'll also start to talk that, Asteroid M also had the same change as well. Both of these cards are now played in the power phase, so you have to commit to this movement during the power phase now instead of seeing the board state, tampering with the board state, and then choosing if you can move around. That's no longer a thing that you can do with Mothership or Asteroid M.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So, Jen, you want to handle this next one?
Yeah. Do you want to move to the other Black Order ones, or do you
No,
just
no,
want to keep
no.
doing these?
Alphabetical. Keep going.
Okay.
When the next,
Okay.
I'll highlight when these the TTCs come up. I'll make sure to highlight them. But
All right, folks. Captain America, Steve Rogers, Cap 1, a core box cap from the initial launch of Marvel Crisis Protocol, is finally getting a leadership change. A day, unlike any other, is no longer gives you a discount on a power that costs 2 or more. Instead, it will now simply refund you a power the first time each character during a turn uses a superpower that costs at least 1 power.
woo!
Yay.
Oh, I thought this was the other Steve. That's why I was like, Jin, let's go. But this is good too.
No. Yeah, no, this so I don't know about you guys, but I've been hearing this particular fix forever because Avengers Steve 1 was always infamous for round 1 jank, right?
Mhm.
That it's
Charging
just
models par excellence.
charging models, yep, or characters that can you know Hulk, right? He can safe jump to grab an extract midline and then just walk away,
Mm.
you know, because he gets that initial discount, right, on his powers. So, it's there's a lot of interesting plays that they sort of just decide to just hey, we don't want this turn round 1 experience, so this will fix it basically, right? And the other thing was that if your power costs actually 1 power or X, right? You normally wouldn't have gotten any benefit because it was a discount, right? So if your thing was very cheap or it costs X, it couldn't actually discount it for you because of the ruling of the card. So now you always can get a refund back as long as you spend any power on that superpower, active or reactive. So I think that in a way that's also a buff to more mid game versus a nerf to the early game.
Yeah. Overall, I like it. I think it was needed for a long time. So I'm glad it's here. All
And
right.
I should also note that this Steve Rogers also got a health buff on the front and back side. So this is now a 7 health. I can do this all day model with
It's gonna be
Bodyguard.
so annoying.
Yeah. It's pretty annoying.
Just get ready, man.
God,
Just saying.
I used to
Yeah.
hate that character. Now I hate him more.
Yep. Okay. So the next character we have is Clea. So her range 3 is now range 4. Her Demon Claws of Danak.
Yep, and that's the gainer.
Yep. This is really good.
Mhm.
She is also 7-6, which is
Yep.
tanky as shit for 3 threats.
For a 3 threat, yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. So convocation buffs will be a theme. Actually, we're gonna have Jeff Trost on here next week to talk about a little bit of this stuff going on with convocation. So we won't make any sweeping. Convocation players should be pretty happy. Let's just put it that way with all these changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of realizing we're at 40 minutes, so I don't know how. Whoa, weird. So I'm looking at this document we're reading, and I just mentioned Jeff, and then his name highlighted on Clea.
Oh.
It's like horse in the machine.
He knows.
Clea should be good. All of her things work at range 4, so now unifying the gainer with the abilities, I think makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
So, and the 7-6 is great because it compensates right for the health that she can lose during powering up.
Yeah.
On those turns. So yeah, good. I'd say we're complications eating good so far.
Yeah. Colossus. Playing
2
catch
power
went
throw.
down from okay. So this is actually going to be a common thing for some characters. Some where I'm like, why? But we'll get to Kang later. And so Colossus throw just went from 3 down to 2 power. I think they're making this kind of change to kind of compensate for the fact that terrain doesn't do as nearly as much damage as it used to, right? So it shouldn't hurt the power economy of a lot of these characters.
It's they're sort of picking and choosing because some characters it's still 3 cost. So I guess it depends on where they think their power maybe generation is going to be, because Colossus is pretty power intensive because he wants to take hits right for people. so he wants to use that big brother. He also got a health on his front side, so he's actually a 7/7 character now.
Mhm.
So this dude's just a ball of
Tank.
Yep.
yeah.
He
That
is
you
made of
can't
metal, so.
push.
Yeah, no, overall, good change.
This
That
is
New
the what,
Mutants, yeah,
4th or
sorry,
5th Colossus
Yeah,
buff?
yeah, I know. It's like hard to talk about Colossus because it's like they've changed him so much, and he still doesn't see play that much. So hopefully, this is what puts him over. So we see him a little bit more on the table, you
hmm
know. And now we've got Corvus Glaive.
Yes. He's amazing
Run
now.
through this? Yeah, you want to run through these
Yep,
changes?
yep. So Atom Splitter gained a pursuit hit trigger, and Glaive's Edge is now a pseudo charge. So basically, it's an action. You place him within one of himself, and then it grants strike or death blow the blinks to success on the attack. This is a huge buff, I think. He also got one extra health on the front. Before we got on the podcast, and I had to actually check again while we were doing this, you can hit the middle if you just Space Stone gave it Corvus range 2. You can hit the middle with a range 4 to get the pursuit, which then immediately puts you within range 2 of someone. And then you could just spend 3 to Glaive's Edge them right on the middle.
And even if you're not within range 2, Pedro, right? That would place 1, right?
Place 1, yes. It's
could
amazing.
Get you
Yep. So, yeah, this is huge. It fixes a lot of mobility issues for him because usually the tactic is move, throw him, move away, and then he's kind of like useless for the game. So this fixes a bunch when you can just range 4 and hopefully get that S move, especially if you're running reality, which you probably are the majority of the time. You could just treat that skull as a crit and then hopefully get that hit trigger. But I think this is an awesome change for him for sure. And the first Black Order is his leadership. So I think you might see more play of his leadership than Thanos right at the moment.
Yep. And Glaive's Edge is also not a once per turn ability, right? I'm pretty sure
Yes,
you can
it
do
is
it multiple
not.
times.
Yeah. So you can like kind of hop with this guy the whole time because you could just like place 1 Glaive's Edge, place 1 Glaive's Edge, and like pick who you want at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So
you do it twice at 6 power, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 6 power, you just place 1, do it, place 1, do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, and you may not even need 6 power, right? Because the first strike could also build you back the power to just do it again, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Nice.
He can also be hyper mobile because if Magical Christmas Land, if like you said, he gets more power and he's ready at 6, you hop, do the thing, do like 4 damage or you kill something. You can hop to do the death blow to then immediately make a medium move. So you basically get a place 1, medium base, place 1, and then a medium move. Which is like very mobile for a character.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah, because like Corvus was so static, like in his prior iterations. So like now, like he feels like a skirmishing melee guy, right? So that's really dope.
He's running around slicing things.
Yep. And 7 health with Reality Stone feels really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like he should be I know we talked about it, but I'll make a comment here. What's really nice about this change, right, with between the 4s and the 5s, is like we said at the beginning, right? Like 4s and 5s kind of have similar health pools now, but like you have someone like Corvus who's going to be like running around the whatever. It has a little bit more tech, right? And it feels like they should be a 5 threat or a 6 threat with the stone, or he's a 5 threat with the stone, right?
Yes, he's 5 threat.
Oh, okay, never mind. But okay. Anyways, I still like this point. Like, so having that like kind of like interesting tech, right, where the difference between 4 and 5 threats can like be these weird impacts to the mission is like feels really cool because now like it's kind of standardized, right? Like 4 threats have these good abilities and they're tanky, but then 5 threats are tanky, but also just can do a little bit more, or impact the game in like a variety of ways. So it feels like a really cool change. And I know we said that, but the more we read these, I'm more like, yeah, it's pretty solid, So,
Yep.
And I'll do this one real quick. CGR against Fearless. So no, it's either Thanos or CGR for Black Order now, which does affect list building.
Yep. Also for Guardians, right?
Guardians.
You can't take Adam and Cosmic Ghost Rider
Yep.
anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. All right, baby.
All right.
So moving on, here we go. Moving on, we will now talk about the crossbones. So both crossbones, the only change is they have medium move from short. Here's another thing that they did is just updated all small base small movers to small base medium movers. Mysterio, what's her name? Supergiant, and the two
Mhm.
crossbones were the only four left, I think, that had that where this impacted them. So we'll talk about. Well, I guess we can just talk about it now. It's huge. Like a lot of those kits already kind of function pretty well. Both crossbones feel like really good three threats now, especially. Well, no, it depends on your kind of like flavor, but expect to see them in Cabal. So honestly, like with Merciless Merc, at least, because he's the only one I really like put on the table recently. You know, he's got aggressive, right? So he gets to move into the action a lot more sooner. His displacement isn't as impactful because he's got the M move back. So and then the aggressive, like so if someone hits him, he can like set himself up for beams. So like this is really actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
Um,
it's big.
yeah. So
Yeah, for me, like I'm starting to see less of a reason to take Crossbones one, honestly, because he's a lot more power intensive, and I'm not sure if a 5 power normal strike like is able to generate that much power. That because it's a builder, right? You need to do damage with it.
yeah,
Whereas like Merciless Merc is able to, just get that, a bunch of power because he just lines up beatings, right? Between hit and run and aggressive, right? So yeah,
yeah, he feels like the real winner out of the crossbones, I think.
yeah. So I think my only trepidation about this is the fact that like I'm starting to see less of a reason to take Crossbones one from after seeing these changes so far. But that's okay. That's a first world problem, I guess.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
have at least one Brock one Romo that you want to like run.
We've got
So
M
you
moves now, baby. So,
they got in moves.
all right, and then the next one, we're on the D's finally. So, we're on Dark Star. So they changed Dark Star's running force from range 3 up from 2 to 3, and the strength, the amount of dice goes from 7 to 8. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, so before it was a melee spender basically, right? And it didn't feel particularly great because it's just like, well, this doesn't really like help you like as a a turret character.
Yeah,
So now from range 3, 8 dice from range 3, for 3 I think for 3 power, I
yeah.
want to say. Or let's see. I'm just
Should
gonna
be 3
sorry.
power if they didn't change that.
Two. Okay, for all right. Maybe
Yeah,
3, maybe 4.
for
For
three
3.
power. They didn't change it
Okay,
yet.
It's 8
that's
dice
great.
for 3 power.
I mean, that's above the curve, and I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
that's pretty good actually.
and you
Uh
can pick your attack type.
yeah, physical or energy.
yes.
So,
Yep. So it's actually like a decent spender now. I think it still doesn't address the main thing of Dark Star, where Winter Guard players are saying she just doesn't generate enough power to use like her kit.
yeah,
But I think if you she's now a 6/6 character as well, so she's now on the normal like defensive line. So maybe I could potentially see a future where like, if you're in a power leadership, right? That can pass her like 1 power or something like that, like let's say in humans, right?
mm,
You could potentially walk up, attack someone once, right? Have the power and gain a power. And then you can use like a dimensional portal or a dark force barrier, right? And those are very strong superpowers that get online. But
Hmm.
within Winterguard herself, I think it's still going to be, I guess, difficult to access her kit. But at least you have like some sort of damage spender now, which is for compensation. So yeah,
yep. Uh,
Winterguard's in a weird spot. I'm curious to see how they shake out because obviously other players will know better than us. You
yeah,
know,
fair enough. And then Jen, you want to do the next one?
Yeah, so when we did a crossover episode with Fury's Finest, and one of the changes to Elsa Bloodstone that we were like thinking about was having Monster Hunter weapons actually have variable attack types, and it looks like AMG I guess listened or they were already thinking about this, but Monster Hunter weapons on Elsa Bloodstone are now able to be either physical or energy as a builder, which is really good. They also combine the triggers, so the triggers used to be separate, the slow and incinerate, but now the slow and incinerate are just on one wild trigger, I believe. And that's really good bang for your buck as far as like the conditioning goes.
Do you also want to talk about the timing thing that we got updated today? Here, starting here, because this affects a couple models for the leadership.
Did they actually change the timing of the leadership? I thought they kept it the
Oh,
same
what were you
actually.
and Sean
Yeah, I
talking
think
about?
it's the same. It was about the bloodstone gem thing at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. So this is a entirely listeners. Here's a side quest we're going to do for
Yeah.
now. So the document updated within the errata that states that if you are going to get a condition token or just tokens in general, right? If a model would get has an effect that's like, hey, get X token or remove X token, and then this effect happens, right? Good example of this is the Ultimate Miles builder, which was apply slow, and then if you apply the slow, you could push the model, right? Um, Prior to the this errata, if someone already has a slow condition and Miles attack them, you would not be able to push them because you can't move on to the second cause of that trigger. Now, there's an update that says like, hey, if there's an instruction that says you need to apply a token, like a condition token to somebody, and you just can't, or you need to remove a token, right? You can now just proceed to the next role, which means characters like Miles is now able to push on his builder, even if you have a slow condition. Huge buff to him. I'm sure Waller will be very happy. And then Elsa is very happy. Yeah. Yeah. So Elsa has a passive. So her Bloodstone gem actually says, hey, if you were to apply a condition to Elsa, she would be able to do a damage to the character that applied the condition to her. Now, say that you already had the condition, right? Well, technically, like, would you still apply it? That's a more gray area. But now, regardless of what it is, like, she's still able to do that one damage now to a person. So if you constantly put conditions on Elsa, she will just slowly kill you, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So super cool change overall. I think this is a good opportunity to kind of introduce that in case you missed it. Because it's a big blurb of text, and I'm glad Jin you walked me through that because that was a lot of text, and I was like, I don't want to read that. Not after today.
Yeah. But yeah, I think what this says, I don't know if you guys, but I think this puts Elsa like more in the conversation about including her, whether or not you want to include her as a Midnight Suns piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, 100%. Marge is already super pumped because she's been playing her since she came out.
Yeah.
So she's like very happy about these changes. And then 7/7 health as well.
Yes, 7/7 health is also not to be discounted. So yeah,
Yes.
I think Elsa is in a cool place, and maybe you should think about her once in a while instead of Blade. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can stack 3 conditions on one attack if you just get one wild and then use the airship. So
Yeah,
you
Pedro,
get
you're right.
slow incinerate and then you just root. Or if you use them in defenders, which maybe people could try, you do 1 damage, you can hand out hex. So it's slow incinerate and hex.
Oh, that's gross.
So,
that's so gross.
This is like Zemo's worst nightmare. If like
no one
you
cares
literally
anymore.
just shoot. Yeah, I know. But like if someone's like, I'm gonna still use them, and then you're like, okay, I'll pick energy, and then I'm going to slow
you to use that broken
and
model.
root.
Yeah.
Slow and root.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes, you could do this before, but yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, actually slow hex and incinerate at the same time on one model. That is
a
awful.
lot.
Like
that's a lot.
Like whatever the next attack coming into them is going to be like
really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So moving on. So sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep us on track of time.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Sorry, listeners, we're excited about changes.
I know. I'm honestly not trying to cut anybody off, but it is really exciting. So I'm glad we're getting to talk about it. Yeah, so Gwenpool, you want to read this one while I bring up her character card?
Yeah, sure. So what ended up happening is that travel through gutter space now says drop objective tokens while using this ability. You will place yourself within range 3. Before, it used to say that you could not use this ability if you were holding objective tokens. So now this gives you the ability to still hold and then figure out if you want to place or not.
Yeah.
Versus not holding and being like, okay, well, I guess I have to place to start doing something.
I've always liked Gwenpool in Criminal. This is a great change of pace for her, change of life or whatever you call it.
Yeah, absolutely. And 1 extra health on the flip side.
Yep. Yeah. So she's a tanky character already, So some of these DR models getting these health buffs and some not is actually kind of like a conversation point. I think we'll maybe we won't talk about it tonight, but like I'm guessing that these characters who got health buffs with DR are going to see more play than those who didn't. So it'll be kind of an interesting space moving forward. Okay, so Jen, you want to say anything about Gwenpool or?
No, I think it just gives her a lot more options. And as a general thing, right, you're starting to see like, the old like, quick step from Zemo, right?
Mm,
Like or like these abilities that like is like, hey, they were prohibitive if you're interacting with an objective, right? Or have an objective on you. It seems like largely you'll see that all of them are like either you just have to drop it or they just don't care anymore that you're holding something.
yeah,
And I think that's really good for all those characters that usually were very hampered by interacting with the objective. So you're not actively punished anymore, right? Or like trying to play with the game.
agreed. So this next character will have not necessarily the character will have a lot. The characters specifically will have a lot to talk about, but we're hitting a Weapon X character. So, Honey Badger. So in general, on her. I also want to point out too. Gwenum. So I know we talked about significant health changes, but we're on G. Gwenum went to 7-8.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
I was talking to Waller about that actually, and I was like, "Holy moly!" you know, I know she's a symbiote, but still, there's some interesting stuff there. But anyways, I do think that's really cool for Gwenum. But moving on to Honey Badger, so her claw slash went, her hamstring, her spender went from 5 dice to 6. Ankle biter, finally, Honey Badger as a 2-threat can pick up and interact with extract. So they made her an extract holder. She still has all her other stuff like Little Sis, still has access to Jonathan, the Unstoppable. And now she is New Mutants affiliated, which is a huge deal.
Brr, brr, brr.
Yeah. I don't want to. Not having an
hear you
access
breathing.
not having access to a 2-threat in New Mutants was like one of the banes of my existence for the 2 years I've been playing them. Or it's probably only been a year and a half, but either way, since they came out. But it just throws off all your threat levels to have like not have a. I mean, like there's a reason why you look at New Mutants lists in the past and they all have Taskmaster in them. So this solves a lot of problems. I don't think it's like going to put them over the top, but remember too, we've been shown the new X Factor box that has Danny in it, and I'm going to guess she's a New Mutant because she's like on every cover of New Mutants ever. So this is a good start,
Oh,
really good start.
the affiliation list did come out, Borg, actually,
Oh,
surprisingly.
it did?
And yes, Danny is our Mirage, I guess that's what she's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in like a bunch of affiliations, including New Mutants.
Okay, so we know
I
that
was,
now. Okay,
yeah,
for
I
certain.
was surprised to see that she's in Shield.
That's a little weird.
Wild.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, so this is really cool for New Mutants. This is a buff for the faction as a whole. I think like everyone's been kind of talking about maybe AMG did listen to us because I've said that multiple times on here. So I also wanted Colossus to be fair, but Honey Badger's a good start, I think, especially with the Emma Frost changes to 7/7 health and she's affiliated. So looking good. But this brings us actually to another Team Tactics card because Honey Badger is Weapon X affiliated, and the Weapon X. Are you sure you want to remember leadership changed? And Jin, you probably thought about this a little bit more than I did. So you want to like take this one?
Yeah, sure. So Weapon X players, rejoice. You're eating good. The leadership finally works. So because of the way it was worded, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So prior before, like, if, Logan or Laura, whoever had the leadership, right, if they were dazed, if you're a dazed character can't have any tokens removed from them. So they can't really use the leadership because you have to expend tokens to use the leadership. Now, what they did was they worded so that the tokens are put on the tactics card and they're interacted with on and off from the tactics card and not on the character anymore. So it was a great wording change to make sure that, if your leader was dazed, they can now actually still use do you want to remember tokens, which is great. But also they buffed it in a sense that every time one of your allies is dazed or KO'd, you now get 2 tokens back instead of just 1, which encourages you to actually use the tokens more often, which means that hopefully that means that your team of knife-wielding little duders are just way more takey. as a whole, and you should be able to like close out the game. Just like in a sea of claws and just
Healing
the
factor
bodies.
too. Remember, they all have
Yeah,
healing factors. So
yeah, it's like 80-90% of the characters have like healing factor. It's like Domino, and like that's probably it.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
Question
she
mark?
got
I
a
think
health
that's
buff
it.
and she counts. Does the crit thing, right?
Yeah, and she's still like the best recipient of the do you want to remember token, right? Because she gets to add dice, and they don't get to add dice from crits.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So
and she
yeah,
counts
like
skulls, right, or something like that.
yeah, she can convert during the resolve like crit steps. She can like count the skulls.
Yeah.
So she's the most likely one to not get damage, which means that she gets a short move towards you, and then she just shoots you to death. It's great.
I love Domino.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. So this one, the next one is the Hand Ninjas, and this one's tied more to Shadowlands Daredevil as well and Elektra. So they can now interact with source extracts, which is kind of big, especially given that Elektra went to 7/7. I think that gives her and Kingpin with Hand Ninjas some interesting play, right? And Shadowlands went from 7/8, right?
No,
Yeah,
you went to a 6/8.
6/8.
six
That's
eight.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but
counting blanks.
yeah, 8 health counting blanks on the backside is
Yep.
really annoying.
Yeah, counting blanks from any range, right, on him?
Any range, yeah.
Yeah, any range. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is an interesting change. This is one that I don't want to speculate, but it seems cool, and we'll see how it goes.
I think this one should be expected, right? Because the shield grunts got the update, so we're just like, well, where's the hand ninjas?
Mhm.
So I'm glad they didn't forget about it.
Yep. And now on to the 6-year coming Hulk nerf. Actually,
Oh.
Hulk has also been revised more than once. So he was really bad before, and then he got buffed, and now they're going back to less than
Yeah.
good.
So I'll walk through the changes because there's quite a few. So Hulk got Peerless, so we'll say that first off, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They changed the spender, so the Hulk Smash is now an auto throw before you need the trigger for the auto throw or the trigger for the throw because it used to be on a wild. The stagger still needs a wild trigger, but it's nice that when you do the Hulk Smash now, you do get the throw automatically short any direction, which is nice. Now, the reason they did this is that they changed the strongest one there is. So that used to be a 2-cost character or terrain throw, which was like the best throw in the game, or one of the best throws in the game. And now they reduced it to just terrain only for 2 power, and they increased the range to long. So that's a big nerf to Hulk's ability to control omnidirectionally, without making any attacks. So basically, AMG is like, well, if you want the control portion of Hulk, you now have to attack people. You can't just do it by being a superpower. And additionally, to prevent any Steve Rogers like jank, this is still able to be done in Dormammu though, because no, you can't, because he's fearless.
Yeah,
You can't do it in
fearless.
Yep.
Dormammu.
Nope.
No more gamma
Nope.
launching.
Can't do it much. You can't do this in Yep.
Um,
All right. So Gamma Leap went up to 4 power from 3. So that's a huge like cost increase, I think, for the range 2 place.
dude, I just realized you can't do that anymore. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a big nerf.
Rob Realia will be happy though, because he made him play a couple of games where I kept doing that to him. He's like, stop. And Jinnu, so yeah, overall nerf. I don't think he's unplayable, but he's definitely something you have to consider a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, Pedro. Do you have first thoughts on this Hulk? Because that's a bevy of changes to what used to be a very strong control model.
Yeah, it is a big nerf. I do think they did a little. The Gamma Leap is fine because you to like Gamma Leap and then threaten the middle really fast was like harsh. I do think they should have still kept the character throw and just keep it medium. I don't think it should have been touched, personally.
Yeah, I was thinking that they were going to just increase the cost, like if you make it like 3 or 4 costs or something,
Yeah.
just so that he's not spamming it. He has to make like big decisions with it. I probably would have been okay with it, but they're really like reserving that character throw to less and less models these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I think they're like, it's like, well, if you want the character throw, you got to upgrade to like iHulk, I guess, instead.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because High Hulk is more of the, I guess, like you guys said, the damage dealer, and this Hulk is more of the control. Was supposed to be the control piece, and now it's like, it also him getting nerfed, and I used to only ever see him in Steve 1 and Steve 1's leadership getting the refund portion of it. Like, this really, I think, hampers a little bit of play, but I still think you can play him perfectly fine. I think it's just like you gotta choose what you do now more thoroughly.
Yeah, I think this is you're probably just gonna see more spenders right out of this guy. So
Yeah.
since all the control is basically coming from either doing the builder for the push away or the spender, you're just gonna see those attacks a lot more often than you're gonna see the superpowers, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And then we'll see how he plays out.
yeah, oddly, I think actually Pedro, like this Hulk becomes late game becomes more damage dealing than I Hulk because like he still gets that dice scaling, right?
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how he shakes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time.
Bork, do you want me to take
Yep.
Hulkbuster because there's also a
There's
lot
a
of things.
lot.
Please do this one.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, listeners, I am sorry to say that the leadership of the Hulkbusters are gone. Hulkbuster no longer is a leader, unfortunately. But fear not. In recompense, they also made Hulkbuster a freaking deliciously awesome model instead. So we're going to go with, well, I mean, I guess don't put him in your mouth, Pedro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pedro.
I'm trying to chew
don't
on his
put
arm
him in
right
your
now.
mouth. Take that out of your mouth.
So tempting.
So tempting. All right. He's got so now instead of the pay 1 power to
Sorry,
reduce
I'm just
damage.
thinking Hulkbuster, Plaquebuster. All right, continue.
Okay. So the built to take it power has changed quite a bit. So before you had to do it when reacting to an attack coming at him. But now it's just a straight up, it's like, hey, if you were to be thrown or pushed, you can just say, I'm going to spend 2 power and that's just not going to happen. Which is a huge boon because it prevents, throws, any random superpower pushes, attack throws, superpower pushes, like all those instances, you can use that now to just prevent that. The damage reduction now is just an innate. So just like Iron Man, or more like War Machine, I would say. So just like War Machine, enemy effects that do you damage, you pass would just reduce it by 1 to a minimum of 1. And it still gives you an additional power during the power phase. And that's the Hulk scale armor innate rule. Now, a couple things too. When Hulkbuster like dazes, right, and becomes like that smaller Iron Man, that smaller Iron Man also has gotten buffs. So, they both each got a health one. So 14 health for Hulkbuster, 6 health for the small Iron Man. The small Iron Man also now has the reactive where he gets to reroll 2 dice when defending against physical energy attacks. And I think he dodges as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. And they saved some room too by giving him the reserve rule because Hulkbuster was created before they did the reserve rule, which is like, it's like, hey, you can't, have this person start in the squad. It has to come on a certain way for you to have this character. So first impressions. Okay. So, all right.
Amazing.
No more leadership, but yeah, like no displacement.
Amazing. That's why I'm going to say. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see this guy on the table. So, like, obviously he's an Avenger, so I'm just wondering. He's got Peerless now, right? Did they not give him Peerless?
No, he's actually one of the few 6 threats that doesn't have Peerless, Bork.
All right, there's my 6 threat in Dorm. We got it.
Yep.
Screw Hulk. It's time for Hulkbuster Dorm.
That's right. You can still play Helios Laser. You can still play, Stark Armory with Dorm. It's great.
Stark Armory with Dorm is actually pretty interesting. As happily as Webb was joking, as we keep talking, I'm seeing a little bit of synergy there. So.
You're more and more convinced about this. Yeah, I really appreciate the 2 dice like reroll. So he essentially gets Spider Sense, right? When he's a small Tony. And I really like that because that's might actually let him live for a portion of the game, and even if you're in a power passing leadership, potentially, right? He might be able to get back to 10 power, like in that pie in the sky dream of rebuilding the Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah, he's interesting. I mean, this model is pretty cool. So honestly, it's about time. Too, because like it's a honking model. It's a really cool model,
Yeah, it's the best looking Iron Man suit, and it's the most mobile one. It feels like you're zipping around like you should with the Tony Stark character. So I'm glad that he feels like even better to take now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And the innate reduced by 1 feels way better instead of trying to pay for it for build to save it.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a change that people have wanted for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
it's a big difference.
yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
Indom, which is awesome.
yeah, the fact that he just has like a on the card Indom is like really sweet. Like,
Yeah.
again,
That's great for
uh,
like extra being an extra holder, like all these things.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think he's, that's a good glow up for him. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And also we're buffing Magneto because like now there's one less leadership that can stop him.
true.
Oh yeah,
True. Okay. So, Hydra Troopers, these are attached to Red Skull 2. Who has some changes later down the line, but basically their energy weapons went down they lost a health, actually. The only character to lose a health,
Thank God.
from 3 to
Yep.
2. And their energy weapons are down from 4 to 3, so they can't just sit on a secure and turret, which is very impactful. So,
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus.
yeah.
I think that this is going to encourage them to rotate more to score points because they're still healthy grunts, right? Even though they're 2 out, they're still healthy grunts with 3 secure interacts, right?
Yeah, it just
And
means
I
they
think that's
double move
still
more than they they shoot. So,
yeah. So I think they're still good. They're still good grunts because like it's just 3 points, right? A lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
I agree. We'll get to Red Skull alphabetically, but there's been some changes to him too. So the next character, for some reason, they decided on Kang, who got an extra health on the front. So he's 8/7. His throw is 2 power. There's a lot of play patterns this actually opens up as a consequence. But
Bump,
yeah, there we
shoot,
go.
throw.
Yeah, within range 2, King's going to be a menace, to be honest. So, because he's getting a reroll, gaining power, so basically you get to throw for free. That's kind of like what it adds up to. Yeah, I don't know. That's
It's
certainly a change.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah. Kang is strictly better than he was before, and like I think that's fine because like he's still feels kind of glass candy, but
I
that's
actually
still
don't think they
a little
should have
better.
done this. That's where I was going
No?
with that. I think it's like pretty powerful. You can bump, walk, hit someone on the midline, gain a couple power and throw into them. Like he's just like net doing more damage. So
But the thing would be you can still do that even if it did cost 3.
it was hard to get to 3 on turn 1. Now he's got a lot more turn 1 plays. Is kind of where I was going with that.
Okay.
And he's he starts with 1 power. His first reroll per turn is 1. This is like just turns his throw online like a lot more. So I'm a little confused, but
You know what? Live your glory days and don't
am I
complain
gonna
about it.
I'm not
That's it.
complaining about it. I do think like this was an unnecessary change to King. So,
Yeah, I can see where you're at on that one. Yeah.
okay.
I think it's
Well, with all the other Cabal stuff, it's a little like, why?
yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of necessary changes, instead, let's move on to Killmonger Usurper. I think the cooler looking model, honestly, out of that Wakanda Rivals box.
This is one of my favorite sculpts in general. So I'm really happy to see it. I really like the mask he's wearing and everything. So really happy to see it. But Jin, cover the rules changes here.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this for a long time, whether or not like this is just a slept out model, but I guess my prayers are now answered. We're just getting a strictly better Killmonger Usurper. So a lot of quality of life changes, right? So covert armaments, it's now like Prowler, where it just will have you not mod from any range now. So that's the range 4 gainer that he had. It's all physical, but no mods from any range is a big boon, especially against web warriors or anyone that relies on rerolls to protect themselves or people in cover. The clapback that he has that used to be the Untamed Force. It used to be you only could do the range 2 builder, and you have to be within range 2 when someone attacked you. Now they increase the range 3 for you to be able to trigger the power, and because now you're allowed to use any attack that costs 0 against the target that damage you, and it's still only once per turn. But that allows you, right, to use these covert weapons from range 3 if you want, or if you have the Inhuman books, you can even fire the Inhuman books as well. So like huge, I think, as far as like being able to just make those 2 things more playable. And a nice like clarification now of the leadership strength of new generation. the herb tokens were sort of very ambiguous of like when they apply the dice and when you take the damage, or the interpretation was not very good because you potentially could daze with an herb token, and after you flip your characters, and you may be out of an activation the next round. It was very complicated, very wonky. Now they've clarified that it's during the create dice step, you're allowed to expend a token that you've assigned to somebody, and they can get a +1 dice. And the token is removed in the cleanup phase if you didn't spend it during the normal activation phase. So during the cleanup phase, hey, any non-dazed ally that has one of these tokens, they'll remove it and take a damage. And that's good because, like, let's say you're on 1 health. This happens through the player step. You daze with the 1 health. And then during the flip from healthy to injured side, you now can participate in that and get your character back for the next round. So I'm really glad that they like cleaned that up so that the leadership is very useful. And Killmonger himself is also going to 7/7 health, and he's like actually a pretty decent beater. So just like a walk, covered weapons, and then pounce into somebody, like gets you to the midline, for instance. Like, and that lets you start putting on some pressure, like against some people. And the +1 dice can be really big on changing the math of some characters, especially if they have any sort of like dice fixing or they kind of extra faces. I'm looking at you, Blue Marble. Let's say you have a 7-die builder, just for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these changes are amazing
because
because
he's
I love
blue.
this character.
Abadi Abadai.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da. So, Wakandan players, check out Killmonger Usurper. We should check this guy out. I think he's got some legs here.
The leadership feels pretty cool, so I agree. Definitely worth putting on the table for Wakanda because they've been so kind of stale in Baku leadership for so long. This feels like a nice change of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels like we got a new character, like in some ways.
It's a pretty good character.
Move on to the next one because we can do this real quick. King Black Bolt, Peerless, 6 threat. So
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he got a health buff, I want to say.
Oh yeah, I think so. So he's just
no,
like
I don't think
no, he didn't. I'm
No, he
sorry.
didn't.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Apologies.
Okay, he got Peerless.
I know why he got Peerless. Because Dormammu.
Yeah, because that was such a popular splash.
It was. We have a local that only does that, and he just teleports Dormammu up the board, and then he's like almost in your deployment.
Okay, I'm sure AMG came to your one shop in New Jersey, saw this guy doing
said,
that.
That's busted.
I've honestly never seen that before, but sure.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. We have one local that does it.
I think also it would have been very funny mechanically to see like 5-threat Black Bolt get Peerless, but then 6-threat Black Bolt not get Peerless.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
It'd be awesome.
One's more famous than the other.
Yeah, right.
One doesn't work well with others. The other one does. Cool. So here it is. Kind of the King T nerf. So King T, bound is now reroll 2 dice on the next attack, not add 2. A defender of Wakanda is now once per turn, and he gets Peerless.
I think this is very much fair and incoming. I think. But I don't know. What do you think, Pedro? You've seen King T a few times.
Yeah, a bunch. I think it's fine. My only concern is I don't think Defender of Wakanda should have been once per turn, just because they probably should change it to like how Ghost Rider's thing works, where it's during attacks only versus non-effects.
Yeah. So what was it like? So in that case, like Ghost Rider doesn't consistently get a power every turn.
Yeah, because it has to be done with after a attack is resolved. Versus Defender was like any effect that happened to them. Except from Crisis stuff.
It's weird because like Defender of Wakanda, you're gonna get it like pretty consistently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you get it from attacks, right? You get it from throws, but also if your ally is going right and they hit like a trap or they hit somebody with a counterattack, those things can all trigger like Defender of Wakanda, right? So like it's still gonna get people like a ton of power. I think it's a lot of points. I don't know about you guys, but it felt like King T was like at 10, like
all the time. Yeah. No, I agree. That's what I say. I think it should have just been like only attacks, not the once per turn. I think
like limit his power a little bit more. Yeah, I mean,
yes,
I don't disagree. He's still really good, right? So
yes, yeah, and the reroll too is still insanely good because if you do 6 dice and you're also within 2, it's essentially reroll 4. And you can also play him under a new Killmonger Usurper and still add a dice with an herb token.
So I do think that yes, I agree with all that, but I do think that King T can be easily skull locked, right? So this kind of like
Mhm.
the rerolls are great and they can spike, but I think it makes them a little bit more fair on average. Because like,
Yeah, absolutely.
what is the average? I think like on 6 dice, you should roll 1 skull initially about.
Yeah, let's say 1 skull on average.
Yeah, and then with rerolls, you maybe roll another, right? So like it makes him it probably brings down his average output by like 1 or 2 damage. So
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah. I will say that in the outside of Kang, like either Miles or Invaders, like maybe that'll be an interesting home for him to try out because they
Yeah.
can unlock skulls for him.
Yep.
That's true. All right. So, they changed Kingpin? I totally missed this.
Yeah, I missed this as well. So thank you for whoever updated this. So it looks like, for clarification, this is kind of like this is the only time this would matter anyway. So I guess they're just clarifying it. The illicit network, now characters only count as 2 when contesting a secure objective token. So
Okay.
I think it was for pay to flips, is what I heard.
No.
If I'm understanding.
Oh, right. Because then
Yes.
I've never seen that played that way, but sure.
Yes. I think it's only for pay to flips. My friend told me it was, I think, only for a play to flip.
Right. Because then if you have one character on there, you need to roll 2 successes, right? On a pay to flip, technically.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess that there may have been some FAQs back and forth or something, but this is just speculating. But I think that this is like honing in on exactly what it was supposed to affect, right? Which is just secure styled objectives, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just supposed to be counting bodies, and in that specific instance, that's where this leadership is supposed to come into play. So I guess they're just clarifying that now.
Okay. Yep. All right.
And that's really it. Yeah. Everything else, I don't think he got it. Did he get a health?
I doubt it because he was a pretty chunky guy. Already.
No, he didn't get no health. So that's fine. He is still very hard to take down. So he's pretty cool.
Yep.
Next.
MODOK. MODOK 5 threat. Yes. No, 4 threat.
4 threat. Yep.
His throw went down from 3 power 2, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
He did get a health buff though too. So
he did. Yeah. So
he's
should be a little more. I believe he is 8'6" now. Yes.
Yeah.
So
a little tankier. So okay. And then I saw who was next.
Yeah, I'll take this one, Borg. Yeah. Okay. All right. Magneto was right, and now he's here to prove it. So his defenses have now gone to 446, so a good starting stat line. He used to have that ability to just use his Mystic defense for any attack and just prevent like an attack or throw. It was a push or throw, I think, from that. So what they did was like Hulkbuster, they kind of give him a Indomitable just as part of his kit now that he can just activate for 2 power. And not only does that prevent pushes and throws, any push or throw that is, he also can prevent advances using one of his new superpowers. So that's incredibly good. So I think it's called, polarity shielding. That's what it's called. And they also changed Fatal Attraction, the terrain throw. So it used to be costing X, right? So you pay the size amount and power. Now it's just 2 to throw up to size 4, which is actually really interesting implications because you remember he has a leadership that you will get power equal to the size of the terrain that was destroyed and spread as 1 power between your guys, right? So before, you could destroy a size 4 for 4 power, and you sort of redistribute 4 power from Magneto, right? To among your allies. Well, now you can pay 2 power to throw something bigger than a size 2, and now you're actually, as a team, getting net plus power, right? So that's kind of a big deal. They also changed his spender. So before he had an Area 2 spender that just wasn't used at all. Now that really cool Magnetic Crush tactics card that you used to look at and be like, man, I just don't have enough room for this in my 5. It's now just a spender. Yeah. So he has a range 4, it's like, hey, here's a good amount of dice, and then I'm going to add more dice by destroying terrain around the target.
Fun fact, we said that on our podcast at one point in time to just do that.
To just do that? Yeah.
I'm glad they listened.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's just it's like, this sounds like this should have been the spender. Just make it the spender. It's like, okay.
because there is no land of tolerance. There is no peace, not here or anywhere else. I was looking up 10 best Magneto quotes for this. So, there you go. Sorry, that was like completely out of context.
And a couple other things too. He did get peerless because he's such a badass now. And he also gained immunity to shock because magnetism. You don't get shocked.
He's been at the mercy of men following orders. Never again.
So, man, I am so excited for Brotherhood players.
This dope. Really awesome. Sorry, Jian. It's just so awesome. Magneto's such a dope character. Like,
he's so cool.
And this is also Cabal buff.
Yeah, it is.
but thankfully, he can't be taken under Kang because they're both peerless.
Peerless.
Yeah, but like the Red Skull 1 and 3. So, but anyways,
it is cool that they kind of use the card. It's not fully the card, but it is the card because you have to like choose up to one terrain versus the card is choose any. So I like that they actually put a restriction, and the card starts at 6 dice, and he starts at 7. So I like that they added a little bit of restriction, because if they put the exact same card, you probably just nuke a model off the table, period.
Yeah. So I should say that, it seems like they put like a slightly toned down version of it.
Yes. Yep.
But, the fact that it's a repeatable, range 4 attack.
So good.
That's pretty sweet.
Dude, I'm so stoked about this. Magneto is such an iconic character.
Yes.
I'm really glad to see this. It's going to be really fun to play like into or with Magneto now. So
yeah, I think he's amazing.
Yeah. So really cool. I'm more excited. Like we talked about Hulkbuster and whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hulkbuster. This is Magneto.
If he was only New Mutants affiliated.
I know. I'm actually kind of.
I mean, anything is New Mutants affiliated as a splash. I mean, with an 8th red core now, Bork. Like
actually,
never.
At 14, you get him and Magneto.
Yeah. And then you see another 3 threat.
You're like, oh, teleport, and you can't move me. Cool. I will delete you.
8 core plus 6, 14. If you go with Emma, then you're at 15. There's some interesting stuff there.
You could do a New Mutants Brotherhood Hellfire.
No, Magneto is New Mutants. He's in the friggin' comics.
I know he is, but he's not affiliated.
Not yet.
I wish he was, but yeah, this is amazing.
Overall, this is like such a good thing to see. Like these are okay. We said at the beginning of the episode, not everyone's gonna like everything at all, but like, come on. Like some of these characters we're talking about feel really cool to see these updates, and we're not even at the Cabal stuff yet, so I'm not even that excited.
Yep.
I mean, Magneto is Cabal.
No, I know, but I was looking down the list and I was like, oh, every other character now is going to be talking about Cabal.
Yep. This is so cool because I have a feeling that everybody's reaction originally was not for this one, but like everybody's like, he needs a medium move, and then everybody's going to see this card and be like, F the medium move. This is way better.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, good job.
To be fair, Pedro.
Oh, go ahead, June.
I mean, to be fair, Pedro, there's still going to be people that are going to be, you should get a medium move, though. He's so bad.
No way.
Still. There's some people, I'm just like, please, guys, just look at this card. It's so good.
You point out the door and you go, get out.
Yeah. And on that note, too, mid-episode, kind of, thank you to AMG, all their internal, external playtesters, like everyone who like kind of, because like I know these took forever, but I do want to say, like, clearly a lot of work went in, and I know there were mistakes for those who are going to point it out, but they're working on fixing them pretty damn quickly. So, like, thank you everyone who participated in, like, creating this, like, big change, right? It's really exciting for the game, and I think everyone I've talked to today, is pretty much so jazzed to be playing MCP, including me, right? So, I do want to get, like, a little bit more sentimental there and, like, say thanks for all your hard work, like, everyone who's touched this stuff and, like, given it to us, because, like...
Yeah, no.
These are great changes. So
now send Steven a Havoc box.
Havoc? Oh
yeah, because you want Mirage in there.
Oh yeah. No, send me free New Mutants, please.
Yes. But yeah, no, seriously, thank everybody that's been helped put this together. Like, and even the sheet that we're working off of, everything's been like a great community lift from everybody to try to like like try to get a hold of this because we're just all excited to just talk about like these things.
Yeah, it's been crazy today, like on Discord and everything. It's just like every single MCP thing I'm part of is like, it's,
Yeah. Yeah, and we're only halfway through, and it's just like everything has been so good so far that like I think you could play anyone. It feels like right now, like, and just have a blast playing it. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think post up buff, like every character, like you said, should probably take a look at again, right? Even if they're a kid, there wasn't changed explicitly.
yeah.
Like there's so many things that could
This straight up
implicitly
feels
change.
like a new edition, So
yeah, yep.
All right. So moving forward, the next two, Malekith gains Peerless. That's fine. He's a 7 threat. I wish they had actually touched him a little bit more, but we'll leave it at that. Mephisto also gains Peerless again, and had no for a little while there today. Also had no names on his superpowers, which was funny. I guess everyone's sick of meeting his associates, so they just got rid of it. I'm glad I get to make that. I was making that joke in multiple Discords, so I'm glad I get to do it on here. All right. And I got
Mr.
this one.
Sudas, you got this one? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I read this like multiple times today. Hold on, let me just pull up his card to make sure I'm not screwing up. All right, so they straight up just got rid of his builder strike. It's just gone.
Do you want to talk about what character we're talking about?
I thought I said Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, it's Mr. Sinister. So
It's Mr. Sinister. So they got rid of his strike. It's just straight up gone. His genetic splicing is now no longer a 1 power spender. It is a gainer. So his stock attack is a beam 4. And it's exactly the same. So it's after each attack, he gains the genetics. Is it after each attack still?
No. Yeah, so to clarify that, a lot of people are going to misread this. So after you're done with all the attacks of this beam,
you gain 1.
You gain 1 power and 1 genetic sample token.
Yeah. So each time you do a beam, you gain 1.
Yeah, just 1.
Yep. And his spender no longer adds range. It's just range 2. Is someone eating or something on here?
No.
Remember, guys, mute yourself when you're not talking. So it no longer adds range. But you can, it's area 2 always, and now you remove a genetic sample token and you gain plus 2 dice for each attack. And then the trigger, which is hit, crit, wild, enemy characters suffer 1, but in addition, he gains a genetic sample token for each trigger he hits. So, and then in addition to that, the DNA database, which just says that he can hold 3 genetic samples, now he has, when he rolls crits, he gains power, 1 power. So,
yep. And I believe he also starts the game with the genetic sample token.
Yeah. And he still got his card to get more to.
Yep. So I should clarify for the recombinant disintegration, as far as the spending the genetic sample token to get 2 dice, that's only for that specific attack.
Okay.
So,
I read that wrong. Or maybe
no, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, I thought it says in the sheet that I'm looking at that it's plus 2 dice for each attack. Oh, each attack individually. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. This is a great change. We'll be talking about Cabal, but I think Mr. Sinister is an interesting 4 threat, especially under Red Skull 1 now, because he's got he's built to beam. The new motto, built to beam. So he doesn't have Peerless, so you can take him with Mephisto too, which is important for Red Skull 1. So,
Very true.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Any other thoughts?
He's one of the characters that got 3 extra health, which is pretty cool.
He's 7/7 now. So
yeah, 7/7. Yeah, and the thing is, like, before he kind of needed the Red Skull 1 leadership to get like a decent amount of power, but since he's got that scientist crit for power situation going on, I think power generation is not going to be a problem at all for Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, so get that spender off a little bit more, which is good. Yeah, it's 6 because it's still 6 power. It's still like a honker, right? But
no, it's only 5 power now. I think
it went down.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Well, it used to be 6, so.
Yep. So that's my fault. I probably should have updated that as well.
Okay.
Whoopsies.
Well, moving on to the. Oh, have we covered all the team tactics cards? Oh, we should have done these already. So we're at lateral move. Two more tactics card changes, and we're done with them. We talked about Wakanda. The basically Spirit of Wakanda got nerfed. Instead of power gain, characters may place within one of themselves. So that's kind of just a straight nerf. And then for some reason this card got touched. I'm not sure why. But for those of you who pay attention to A-Bomb's interaction with a MODOK,
The best combination ever.
you will do as I say, monster. The power went down to 4 from 5 for like a throw. I think it's a throw that card does.
You throw A-Bomb into someone.
Throws and A-Bomb does not actually ignore the damage, unlike most throws.
So it's even weirder that was updated. But
yeah, I think they just purely want this card to be taken more. That's probably my guess.
Throw more A-Bombs is what they said.
Throw more A-Bombs.
The moral of this update is throw more A-Bombs.
A-Bombs. They were in the office and someone said, you know what? People don't throw enough A-Bombs.
Yeah. Like Cat and Spider, and Peter throws like Felicia, takes care of it so she doesn't do damage herself. It's like, George Harkin says, nah, just...
You know what,
just
guys?
take
I
a
like
damage,
the boardroom conversation. You know what, guys? I don't feel like people are throwing their A-Bombs around enough.
Okay, next.
Yeah. All right. The man, the myth, the legend. We're here at the final hour. Mysterio, the one and only, has gotten an M move. This is just insane. Long time coming, but really good. So,
and the extra health on the back.
Yep, and an extra health on the back. So
Makes
he is
really
6'6". Yeah, he is 6'6" now. He's still got all his tricks and traps. So this character with the Grand Illusion, if you haven't seen Mysterio kind of like run his full kit in you, it's really gross. With the M move, he is now kind of like a extract holder par excellence with stealth, and basically taxes your opponent 2 power to hit him off of his Mystic defense, which is 5. So real good.
It's really good. You still have tricks and traps too to try to get away people, to sort of remove them out of stealth range again, which is like really annoying. And then he still dodges on his Mystic defense. That's really good at 5 dice.
Yeah.
I think this is, like you said, a long time coming. People are probably just like, this guy just needs a immune move, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably been said among many table sides, especially with folks players.
Yeah. Like, if this guy only had a medium move, it would be so good.
So guess what?
Done.
Yeah,
done.
Moving on.
My girl is finally affiliated to Black Order. This day has came, just like Mysterio's medium move. This opens up so much. I am in love. And that was really it.
Yeah, you can start with what, like a Thanos core now could start as low as 13 threat.
Yes.
If you take a threat kill Thanos, and a Corvus Proxima Nebulous, assuming you take the gem, is going to be like a 10 threat core. That's really reasonable to start off with, and then you can splash whatever you want.
Yes, and then I've seen on Discord, I don't think anyone's picked up on it, but because now she's affiliated, you could splash in a Gamora and do Daughters of Thanos to actually make it more spicy. And a 17 core could be like a Thanos, Nebula, Gamora, and Proxima. And you just have like 3 long movers, plus like Thanos is just trying to control the board the majority of the time. So you have a lot of movement on there as well. This is also a huge buff, because now she can play Black Order cards. So you can use her as like a delivery system for Asteroid M. Because you could just jam Nebula in the back point and be like, all right, power phase, I'm just going to have her pay for the power and someone else, and you just deliver someone off.
Well, Pedro, you mean Mothership.
Mothership, yes. My bad, I'm sorry.
No worries, it's getting late too.
I know.
So.
Yeah. No, this is definitely really good implications. I'm excited for Black Order players.
Yep. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
really, really, really cool. Same kind of like excitement, I think, like New Mutants, Black Order, like this is great, right? We
And the
got two threads.
blood to spare full rerolls is amazing.
Oh, that's right. You could blood spares a spender. Oh, that's
Yes,
hilarious.
blood to spare full rerolls, and you can be like, I'm going to boost it. So now it's 8 dice full rerolls into someone. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
So
gross.
yeah, it's amazing. This is like the biggest change that helps out so much.
Moving on to sweet Omega Red.
My baby boy.
Yeah. So Omega Red went up to 7/6 with DR. He always had DR, but that's impactful. Notably, he can push enemy characters within 4 towards him M, and each character can be pushed once per turn. This guy fucks.
Medium move, baby.
He
Yeah,
also got a health buff, right? At
that's what I said.
7/6.
Yeah,
Yep.
7/6. Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Venom for sure.
Yeah. If you were ever hoping for Venom to be like this, well, joke's on you because now it's Omega Red.
Injustice. I'm so mad.
I'm not mad.
Pour one
this
out
guy
for the
is
homeboy.
awesome. In fact, I saw these changes and immediately started painting my Omega Red. So,
This is
yeah,
just generically good anywhere.
this guy's going to be a menace. To be honest,
Yes.
I think not a lot of people were talking about him today, which was kind of surprising, except for me. So I was like, "Are you guys kidding me?" Like,
Yep.
Oh my god. I can't believe they nerfed CGR's like pull to like once per turn, but this dude still pulls all the dudes for medium, like as much as
well,
he wants.
he's like 4th threat Gwen now, right? So
That's Gwen is not even in the same category of survivability.
yeah, he's Omega Gwen. That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah, this for Cabal is great. This for Black Order is hilarious because you can just put him in the Corvus Proxima blender and just medium move someone into range of a lot of things.
Oh, man, yeah, there's so much like walk once, hit somebody, forget 1 power, pull them into your like gun line or chop line.
Yep.
And that's it.
Triple,
And that's
quadruple tap.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. No, he's not that good. I don't know. Just pretend we didn't say all that.
Yeah, we didn't say anything. Erase that part. Bleep it all out.
No, super good for Cabal. Again, a theme here. Cabal, older Cabal is getting some great
love.
Yeah.
You're
Well
the
deserved.
strongest Winter Guard model, I would say, as well.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But yeah, he is Winter Guard. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right. So, Jen, you want to handle Phoenix?
Okay. I'm sorry, buddy. She got Peerless and a ton of health. So you're sitting at like 8 health normal Phoenix and a Phoenix Unleashed at 13 health. So probably just a ton of health to chop down, but that's okay. You can just kill her allies to just, get her Phoenix tokens and she'll just explode instead. So yay. They did also did fix the Firestorm rule so that no longer references you damaging your allies. And now it just reads that you just get the who your friends won. So because before it just didn't work before. So I'm glad AMG did fix that. But this character I think still needs like quite a bit of work, unfortunately. But I would say give it a shot on the table if you're a big fan. I please any story that helps me believe that this actually is remotely fixable would be helpful. But right now I'm not particularly hopeful on Phoenix. What do you guys think?
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay.
I think in a world where they're designing her and then they're seeing the outcome of a lot of metas right now and everybody's going more taller than wider. I think they were like, oh, maybe this is the change we need right now. So I'm gonna give some leeway on that because then you're not really going to be generating a lot of Phoenix tokens if you're going like 4 wide, especially X-Men got a lot of buffs. So I think that's also why, and they gave her a bunch of health so then she could just like kind of stay on the board a little bit longer. But after that, I don't know. I think she just shouldn't get Phoenix tokens if allied characters die. I think that's really it.
Yeah. I think maybe the way I can think of it is now my personal thing is like, well, they gave us so much health and she has the ability to heal herself and heal friends. She could just double walk and just face tank everything.
Yeah.
I just hope that she wakes up with Phoenix Unleashed with a lot of power. Because if you start with a full stack of 10 power on Phoenix Unleashed, I think she feels like okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but still like, in comparison to other six threats, I feel like there's a lot more interactions they can do with the board game state. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Uh,
We'll see if it
yeah.
works out. If it does, cool. If I mean, I'll give her a try. Why not? It never
Yep.
hurts.
All right. Pedro, would you like to take the next model?
Yes, absolutely. It's Proxima Midnight. So she got an extra health on the front, and her Quantum Star bursts went from 6 dice to 7 dice, which is actually pretty good. So there's been multiple times I try to rip this one, and I do nothing. So the 7 dice is definitely much needed, especially when you can boost dice overall, and it does stack a bunch of conditions. I mean, you're talking bleed, poison, and stun if you do 1 damage. So the extra dice does help out a lot.
Yeah, and attacking from range 4 is also relevant because it gets through a lot of defense tech.
Yes.
A lot of
Yep.
times too.
Yep. So I think it's much needed. The extra health on her is like huge because already 5 reduced by 1 with martial prowess was still a really good stat line. And I know Waller said that he used to play her a lot in webs. And like that extra defense reroll really did help. So even the 6 health, I think a lot of people should even just try her outside of Black Order affiliations because it's actually pretty cool. And a long mover.
Yeah. 6'5" DR with long move, like just solid stat line. Can't really ask for much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bork, any thoughts, or are you you okay?
Pedro, are you all right? Do we need to call 911?
I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Just choked up on your love for Proxima Midnight.
All the time. Just by my bedside every night.
Okay.
Next one,
Jian,
Pyro.
Pyro?
Yeah, so Pyro is really interesting. So you first he went up to 6/6 health, which is good because at 5/5 he was very, very squishy. So the 6/6 definitely is going to keep him around the board a lot longer. They've also swapped the cost of his superpower. So before he had a put 2 conditions like a slow and root on somebody once per turn for 2 power. So oftentimes he ended up being like a good debuff bot uh, for a lot of like different affiliations. But with the and then he also had a add 2 dice for 3 power to an attack action, and he has access to like a range 4 gainer, but also a range 3 beam, and a good spender as well. So what they did was they inversed those power costs, right? So now the conditions cost you 3 power to do once per turn, but the buffing the dice for an attack action now only costs 2, which means that I think they just like, well, this is like murder pyro. We want murder pyro. We don't want condition pyro. AMD's like, we wanted you to do more murder pyro, is what I think this looks like. So I don't know. Steven, what do
Agreed.
you think of
Yeah.
the paradigm shift?
It's something. I don't know. I haven't used Pyro in a long time. So
Okay, that's fair. I know, Pedro. Do you like this newer version of Pyro? Would you prefer him to do more
Yes.
dice?
No, I like it a little bit better. It makes them more aggressive, and I don't know. It just feels better. I think.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It feels more balanced. Condition
Yeah.
Pyro has been a menace. In the
Yes.
past.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Slow root on for 2 power is extremely good value. Like holy crap.
Yeah.
So
Weirdly enough, though, this will make it easier to get a really big pyrotech next turn. So
it will be, yeah. I think he's gonna feel more flashier and cooler, and that's kind of what they should have gone for. So
Mhm.
I like this change. It's like rolling more attack dice, because that's all he does. Like it's gonna feel exciting.
yeah. Cool. So the next one is Quicksilver. Jen, you can do this one too because Mr. Inhuman.
Yeah, so Quicksilver, is a Brotherhood model. He's a in a human model. So like, he was, but he's not gonna have like the same role anymore because he can't do the round 1 pickup for the Black Ball leadership anymore. So I kind of need Quicksilver to feel like just kind of better on his own. And I think honestly, like the big change is the fact that like the speedster power now can be used even if you're holding an extract, but the thing is you would drop your extract before you do it. Before you just didn't get access to that. So now you can have that sort of like decision is like, well, okay, I can speedster drop this and then I can attack somebody twice. And maybe I can trigger myself to go back to the objective I just dropped and pick it back up, which feels like kind of cool if you want to do it that way. So that's neat. Let's see. I'm trying to remember Quicksilver. Yeah, he actually got a health buff. So this is a speedster. So he has spider sense essentially, and he's going to 6/6 health, which makes me very sad as a Web Warriors player that this guy's getting 6/6, but not spectacular. Anyway, sorry, that was me just lamenting for a moment. But no, I mean Quicksilver is strictly better than he was before. I think my general issue with Quicksilver is that this still doesn't address the fact that he needs to use a 4-dice builder to gain power, and that can be really rough sometimes, right? To get the power. I would have liked it if his axe was like a gainer or something instead.
Hard disagree. Sorry.
No?
Nope. I've seen that velocity triggered a billion times. Hard disagree. I'm sorry.
Is this but this is a world without hammers anymore, Pedro?
Oh, you know what? All right. You know what? Jen, you win this one. This is a world without hammers. Yes.
You guys see all those webs buffs?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Quicksilver might be interesting. Like, but I think you got to get him some more attack dice or some sort of re-rolls, right, to get some sort of consistency. Because just throwing 4 dice as a builder to try to get power, like, is just I think that's a hard thing to sort of swallow sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But otherwise, he's still strictly better. So yeah, if he's affiliate, give him a try. I'm always willing to be proven.
Nice. Red Guardian.
Yeah. Ben, you want to take this? Oh, sorry.
Damn.
Right now.
Shout out to
a message after the beep.
Yep. So Siberian Shield Slam, throw is before damage is dealt, was originally after, down to 2 power from 3 and down from 5 dice from 6.
Yeah, so they decreased the cost, but they also decreased the dice pool for it. But they improved the timing because now it's a before damage throw.
Yeah,
After.
That's not bad. And I know he got extra health on both sides, if I'm not mistaken.
Just one side, I think. He used to be 5/6, now he's a 6/6, which is still good.
That's still good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him.
Yeah. It's weird because like I'm going back and forth because he lost the dice, but because he's got the before throw damage all the time. Is he going to be doing more damage overall by just throwing him into people in the places? Like, I'm wondering if that's like a thing,
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah, because when like we love Ben, and initially when he like heard this, it was just like he was like but but that was like a gut reaction, so I haven't really followed up with him since then. So we'll see how it goes.
I don't know. I mean, like you said, the timing is better. I mean, it's an auto throw too. So, yeah. I mean, decreasing it is fine, but making it 5 dice, I think they should have just had it at 6. I think everything should have been the same. Just fix the timing, maybe.
Yeah, I think I would have been pretty okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always tough when you have like a spender that's like 5 dice, right, for 2 power.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, it's like the same dice pulls my gainer or my builder. So what's the point here?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, he also has a shield throw, so you're just reliably gonna do that, like you said, just to get that that count blanks, for your defense.
Yeah, he's an oddly power intensive character, so I guess the upside is also because he needs power a lot of the times, right? Having that spender go down to 2 does make it more affordable to do. But the weird thing, Pedro, is he's already got this placement on his his gainer, right? So that first attack actually auto pushes.
Yeah. And
so he's already had this placement. So it's a weird thing. I'm curious how this shakes out, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it.
Yeah, it's a little weird to me, but okay. So Red Skull 1. We're going through all the Red Skulls now. All right. So Red Skull 1 just got a flat up buff. His 1 cost spender, range 4, goes down to no power.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know. It's so good, actually. And the Cosmic Cube, he takes flat 2 damage when rolling a skull when he does that to Gen Power. So he got a health buff. So he's 7/7. So this actually feels really, really good for Red Skull 1. Like I said earlier, I think Red Skull 1 is a totally viable list archetype these days. It'll be interesting to see how kind of the progression of lists we see with him.
Yeah, I would say that's someone that plays a lot of Red Skull. One, the fact that sometimes I don't have power to do a Cosmic Blast, I'm just kind of sitting twiddling my thumbs is really rough. So now it's nice to always have an option to try to interact with the board from range 4. So just a huge, huge big ups. And then if he has the power, then he has more access to interesting parts of his kit. So big, big thumbs up for me. I love this.
Yeah. Really cool. Jin, you want to cover this Red Skull?
Sure. Yeah. So, man, Red Skull Master of Hydra has gone through like a ton of changes. And I think we just have to accept that they just want to make sure that he's no longer like the 5 threat clear choice, right? Between the grunts getting slightly nerfed and him also taking some additional like rebalances. So first of all, he's getting peerless. So he's no longer a character you can combo with a bunch of like large models. Um, they've changed the way the Empower Gauntlets work. That's the big thing. So no longer does it do you pay the power and then count blanks for the attack? It's instead during the resolve critical steps, you get to count skulls as crits. Kind of like how Domino and those guys like do the timing, by resolving crits. They've also changed the attacks a bit too. Blitzstrike actually got a slight buff on its own in a vacuum because the push and advanced triggers are now just one trigger. You don't need to go get a crit, not a crit, like a wild hit or a wild shield to get like 2 different triggers. It's just not one trigger that you need. Kneel before me took a small hit as well because now it defaults to Mystic. It no longer has the option to switch between Energy or Mystic. So now you're forced to have to use Mystic. So this means that Red Skull Master of Hydra no longer has the ability to do an energy attacking as well. So yeah, I think for stamina wise, I want to say that he didn't get a stamina, so he's still a 7/6 model at 5 threats. So still probably on the little squishier side. His spikes are going to be higher because, like, I think you're just going to have more opportunities to get more dice from the count skulls as crits. But he's not going to have as many die facings, so it's going to be less consistent, like damage overall.
The
So
main issue with
my
him was consistency, right? Like just because blanks, the math checks out where you do more on average. So it's like this makes a whole lot of sense because like we want attrition characters to not be like high attrition characters to be super consistent like he is,
yeah.
So I think it brings him down to like it brings the math down a little bit so that he's not just like crazy like 5 damage, 5 damage, 5 damage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. That was pretty ridiculous before. Pedro, do you have any initial thoughts on this particular Red Skull changes or?
No, I think I actually I like that the push and the advance is on the same trigger due to the fact that like you can't pick multiple types on the spender, so at least they gave him like a slight buff. And the skull thing is actually pretty cool. I think it also thematic wise, I think it fits. There shouldn't be multiple characters that can always count blanks. I think it should be like specified for like one character. I don't think there's a lot that do count blanks.
Low-key one.
Like, besides that, but he's a god. Red Skull's not a god yet.
Okay.
But
I like the logic.
yeah. I think the Peerless is a huge nerf to Suns because even though losing Witness, but now you can't do a wedding party with Immortal Hulk and Red Skull at 20. So I think the gaining the Peerless is a big nerf as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna because before like Red Skull was like a easy splash for like tallest, right? To get like 2 bodies right out of it. So basically we're just gonna say they're just saying no now. So maybe now he's just basically in affiliation only, like if you're taking him as like a Hydra leader, for instance, or a specific like Cabal build. I think that's when you end up taking him.
Yeah. Okay. And so Red Skull 3, Master of the World, they just changed. This is just like a wording thing. He just matches Domino and Malekith, where you get to pick to pop your skulls or convert them before resolving crits. I don't think that was on there. So
Yeah, so the wording of leadership was like completely different because it was just an ambiguous like timing. Now it's like a lot more clear, like how it's supposed to interact with the game, like steps
yeah,
basically.
I don't think anyone was using it differently than that, but
It sucked that you had to actually find the wording somewhere else though than on the card. Like the
yeah,
card
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
just didn't tell you how this worked like
yeah.
at all.
He got a health buff too, which is good. So I don't
Yeah,
want to spend too much time on him. He's nothing really changed there. It's just wording and stuff. So
just wording. Yeah,
Scarlet Witch, this is actually a huge deal. Is now Convocation affiliated. I'm sure
and
we will
health
hear
buff.
all about this next week. So,
Yep.
but what are some quick, Jin, if you had to rattle off a couple quick implications of this?
Yeah, it's easier to build an affiliate complication list with more like heavy hitters, and they're going to get a ton of mobility between like the bump, and also Origami allows Scarlet Witch to place 3, and that's going to be really scary because she can double tap someone and throw something into them, and that person just might be dead after you do that.
Might be dead. They will be
Because
dead.
notably, Scarlet Witch is a very similar model to Blue Marvel. So.
Yep.
Whoa! Let's not get too fixed here.
Yeah. She can't throw people. Sorry, only terrain. So
That's right.
Cool. And our next character on this list is Shadow King. Astral Fiend used to be 3 power. It's now 0. And Nightmare Visions went to 4 dice instead of 3. And he gained a significant amount of health.
Yeah, so he's an 8/7 character, as we mentioned at the top of the show. That's a chunk of health, and he still has the pay 3, heal 3 superpower. So Shadow King is just a giant tree that you have to chop down, and now he just has the opportunity to put out a token to just like hit you from further away at least once.
I like that it's free because the token's been a nuisance, in terms of like how to fix this thing. So we'll see if this helps any. Or
Yeah, I think it will. The Nightmare Visions going to 4 dice is amazing because that to advance a character that just charged in is like really good.
Yeah,
Just reset the positioning.
Yeah, there's no other trap that works like that, Pedro. So like it going to 4 dice, I agree, is going to be like huge.
Yeah.
You can also trigger other traps with it too, which is also hilarious. So you can do this Rube Goldberg like trap machine.
Yep.
Starting with this trap.
Yeah, no, this thing is he's pretty cool. I mean, and like you said, the 8/7 health is oof. That Brotherhood's getting some cool pieces.
Mm-hmm. Also still one of the best sculpts in the game. So yeah.
Absolutely.
yes. Shang-Chi.
Yep. Do you want me to take this one, Bork?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Shang-Chi went to 6/6 health, but otherwise he's become a much more fair model, everybody. So the builder, the stagger now happens on a crit, a shield, and a skull. So you actively have to roll a worse result to get the stagger in the first place. You're still rolling 6 dice though, so it's still not that hard to get it. It just is going to happen a lot less often now. They changed the way the 5 elements fists work. So prior to that, you had to pay a power after you do your 10,000 shape strike. So now you have to do it before you do the damage. So that means you can't wait on you getting power from the builder to just pay for this. So you have to have the power in hand beforehand. And the effects also happen before the damage is dealt as well. So for instance, like I could have to like full like water advance first, and then they can decide if they want to fall back like away from that position, for instance. So it's going to change the way you interact with certain like reactives that the opponent will have. They also nerfed the stunning strike, or the what was it? The 1-inch punch. I'm sorry. The 1-inch punch no longer stuns. That's why I was confusing it. So it no longer stuns, and you have to do it from 1 inch, as thematically named. It is now 1-inch punch. And you have to do it from 1 inch.
This is a great flavor change.
It is, but also a good balance change as well.
No, I know. I'm more happy that it's like a balance change than a flavor change.
Yeah, and it's still really good in the sense that you don't actually have to push the original person you attack. You just have to make sure you get within 1. So I think it's just that you try to be within range 2 of somebody, but then range 1 of the person you have to want to actually push. That's going to require a little more like finesse, like on the Shang-Chi player's part. On the backside, there is a buff and a nerf as well. So a nerf on the backside is that the like the timing, the 64 palms has to be done like before damage is dealt, and it now costs 2 for each of those effects. So the 1-inch boss costs 2, And the cleansing strike that heals you 1 and moves a condition also costs 2 now. So he's actively more expensive character overall on the backside. But a slight buff is actually the Wild Goose superpower. It can now be paid for and triggered after you resolve the attack. Before you had to pay for the power upfront at targeting step. Now you can just see what the result was before you decide to pay for it or not, which is like actually kind of nice for the Shang-Chi player. So those are the changes. So overall, I think what's going to look like is that he's going to be like a fair character. He still has the count blanks for any attack type from range 3. He still has 6 dice builders. None of his attacks have really changed outside of the trigger from the builder. It's just that all the superpowers around him like just are a little less efficient, but they still work. I think overall for him, it just not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think you just play him tighter from what it seems like. Like the 1-inch punch, and you gotta be more consistent and more I guess conscious of how you're gonna play him instead of being like, oh, I'm just gonna charge and kill you and that's it.
Yeah,
A 1-inch punch and you go over here and do this.
Yeah, I think like mid game, like the front side's not going to feel too bad because once you're past like round 1, like I don't think the power before is going to be too bad if you're trying to get like specific effects. The backside though, like 2 power per can sometimes be the difference of you like being able to pay for like a G mastery or something, and
Yes.
then you did mocking somebody, so that could be like a big deal
A
there on
big
the
deal, yeah,
backside.
for sure. And that extra health on the front, I think helps him a tiny bit.
Yeah, I hopefully people should not be complaining very much about this character, but I also could be wrong about that, but it seems like first impressions, he seems like fair now. Bork, do you have a thumbs up, thumbs down on these changes?
Yeah, they're interesting. I think the biggest problem for me with Shang-Chi was like the control, like the just random stagger triggers without his card. So I think the most impact, and then the pushes, right? So like range 1 is huge because if I'm thinking correctly, you place on the backside of an objective, and like even turn 2, they'll still have to walk charge, which feels pretty bad, right? Like on a standard shape, like let's just call a B map, right? Like between that, like about range 4, range 5, I still think with the medium stick, he can't set up for charge push, right? To like activate last. It switches his activation order to some extent. So you have to play around that a little bit, right? It makes him less impactful in early game. So plus cutting down on the staggers is like huge because like how many times charge, he hits one character, staggers, pushes the other one away, and then hits like a third character or something, like
Yep.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, 2 of my guys are staggered and 2 of them are off the objective because he activates last, right? So now you're either losing a point or you're netting a point or something like that. So it's just like it feels a lot better
Yeah,
control
and remove
wise.
the stun is also a big deal because like those characters that get pushed, oh, they're also stunned now, so now they're just throttled, like for the power and stuff.
Yeah.
It just is a really rough experience, like overall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's been an issue for a long time. So I'm happy to see the control go down.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Alrighty.
Now
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Yeah.
She has an injured side. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Woo!
yep,
10-10.
Yep. 10
10.
on healthy, 10 on injured. Her physical defense went up from 3 to 4. And the defense went up to 10 dice from 9.
Yeah. Which is, I actually like that change a lot. That's a lot of dice. So
It is the triggers is though like slightly a little awkward. I think personally I think the fact that costs 5 is rough because man I really wanted to be able to strength training for 3, spender somebody and still throw somebody afterwards, but that's all
yeah.
happened with the spenders 4. So unfortunately it's still a big choice that you have to make whether or not you want to throw or not after a superior weight training spender.
Yeah.
Yeah, the physical defense though, I think that's a big deal, right? 20 health and just being at 3 physical defense before, now going up to 4 physical defense, I think it's a lot. I think
Yep. Yep. And do you think the 10-10 is a nerf?
it's a nerf. Overall,
Right?
I think it is actually a nerf. Because there's only a few attacks that can one shot you from 20 health. And then rescue was also really nice to be able to, just like pile the health back on, right? Like, so if you're like 12 health down, that's okay. You're still at 8 health left. You can possibly like, patch up or, like get healing in some ways, and like it was okay that way.
Yes.
Um, But I think in theory, I'm now thinking that because A Force just gets, I'm assuming you're playing her in A Force, you're probably going to daze with like a ton of power, like on her. So maybe it's actually worth bringing a survival on her actually, because the survival doesn't let you do reactives, but your leadership is not a reactive, so you can give her survival to make sure she survives. And then as the team turn is going, you're still getting power from the leadership, still from people. So that's if you got to protect her because like I think the danger would be like someone dazes She-Hulk, they have priority and they just keep going into her to kill the remaining 10 damage, and that can feel kind of bad sometimes depending on who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but overall though, like it's there's still some buffs that I mean the four physical defense is a
Yeah,
big
I
plus
think
for
it's
me
really
more.
big. Yeah. I mean, the extra dice, it's like, we always say you can always get that extra crit just because you have the one extra dice. So it could
Yeah,
convert into something else. And if you're playing here in shields, you can always do like the extra reroll. And then obviously A Force, you have like rescue, and you can probably find other ways to like boost dice and all this. So like the four extra is actually really good. It also allows you to play um defensive prototype, which is a shields card where you can't get pushed or placed or thrown. I think it's pushed or thrown for the whole
uh,
that whole round.
yeah, that one's interesting. It's that, and but A Force also has access to star like
Start,
determinations.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
there's a few ways you can sort of like
yeah,
protect.
exactly. So, and the four extra defense is pretty cool because I've seen it where it's basically I would play like the defensive one for shields, and it's like, oh, okay, well, as long as I kill your She-Hulk, I don't really care.
Mm.
But it's like, oh, if they like go full bore into a healthy She-Hulk, like you're like, okay, well, I just got flip side anyway, so at least it doesn't feel too bad that she's just gonna come right off the board. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
is how I
I
can
think it.
look at it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna largely depend on who has priority for me. Like whenever She-Hulk is on her flip side,
Hmm.
so we'll see. I think it's just like you have to just look at her differently now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, well, like I said, it's a wait and see situation.
Yes, sir. So,
Do you want to
Sin.
talk about the next Cabal baddie?
Yeah, so Sin, okay. There's some really interesting things here with Sin. So she went up to 6'6" as well, which is impactful because she was 4'6",
Mm-hmm.
which felt really bad. Um, her Make It Personal, which is her spender, goes from 4 to 3. And basically, it's just a wild trigger now, right? Too.
Yep, yep. And
Um,
there is an outstanding issue right now that the trigger allows you to do another spender, but and it's supposed to not be able to repeat that. Currently, the way it's worded, you're allowed to repeat it. That is a mistake from AMG, and they have clarified that you should not be able to repeat this by retriggering the spender over and over again for free.
yeah. Exactly. So like, don't do that. Don't be like rules as written. It's like clearly AMG even made a comment about it. And also Red Mayhem. Player chooses which part to resolve first. What does this mean exactly?
Oh, I think before you could see which do you want to resolve, the drop or the push. Uh, yeah, it was a specific order basically in the older version of her leadership. Now I think you get to choose like which step you want to do, basically.
Okay. It doesn't feel super impactful to me, but I've heard some things about people saying it's a big deal. So, um, whatever. Partners in Crime is just now included to be Brock Rumlow, so you could do it with both crossbones, which is actually really strong. So that Partners in Crime is a superpower that lets you kind of tag team like husband and wife with crossbones and Sin. And if you're a newer player, this lets you play with priority because you can activate 2 at once, right? So even if you go wide, like you go 6 wide and like act like 5, right?
Yep.
So it's a really interesting play for Cabal, and I want to put this down. The Sin leadership always, still to this day, feels pretty weird to me. So I have seen it, run to good effect, and I know it's like super interesting, but I've had a hard time figuring out how to make it. So, but like overall, I think Sin is another viable 3 threat in Cabal. very, very cool. Like spenders are going off more easily, right? And those like let you basically double tap. You got to get close, which does put you somewhat close. If you have 5 power now, you can like walk spender and hit and run out. So there is some like interesting play patterns with her that it opens up for like cheaper power. And she doesn't just daze.
Yeah.
4 health felt real bad. So because she does have stealth, right? So there's some really cool things you can do with her hit and run now, I think.
Yeah, and the 6 health is awesome. The reasoning I think people are raving about the leadership that you get to pick which part is that just in case you're holding an asset, you can make them drop the asset first and then push them away versus before you had to do it in order. So you had to push them
Oh,
away
right.
and then the asset would drop and you're like, oh, well, now it's out of distance.
Right. So it
So
sets you up. If you're playing with priority, they can set you up for a really strong like opening.
exactly, yeah, because you just pick it up and be like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. And then that's it. And then you just
Still
push them
random
more
though.
into it. Yeah, it is still
Yeah.
random, but it
So
is, I think being able to choose which one it is actually helps out a little bit more.
Yeah. It allows, yeah, it basically allows you like more objectives you can put on the ground, right? So there's more push vectors, right? And that's kind of a really cool thing you can play with now because you can resolve in any order.
Yep.
yep.
So
Silver Sable, which is a Jin character.
that is a Jin character all the way through.
Yeah. Hey guys,
And
Silver
humans.
Sable got an update. She has 7 health and she got nerfed because she can't boost her own dice anymore for what my help pay up.
Yeah, that was really problematic for her.
That's super problematic model, man. Just catching more L's for webs, man.
Yeah. We'll move to the next one too, because that one's quick. So Spectrums, originally, if you remember when her card was printed, it said 0 cost for the spender, cost 4. Like it was, people have been playing it, so no big deal there, but just a editing thing. So, and then the next one, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers. Let's go, Jin.
All right. Unlike Silver Sable, America is a winner. We are so tired of winning, everybody. Steve Rogers, Captain America, is awesome now, in my opinion. So on your left, now can be used while you're holding objectives. It's just a straight medium move with no conditions.
Awesome.
And he's gone to a 7/7 health stat line as well, so he's pretty chunky. I've knocked out tyrants over 200 times, is no longer once per turn. So Steve Rogers Captain America has Master Swordsman from any range offensively now. They can do as many times a turn as he wants. And this is a character that has the flurry, special rule on his builder attack. He's got a very interesting offensive kit, and I think he's probably the best punchy Steve Rogers like in the game. And now under invaders, right? If you can use the reroll attack dice with skulls unlocked, like there's the potential for him to be very scary offensively. And I think this also opens up the fact that, he used to be a liability if you took him as the invaders leader, but 7/7 health, 4/4/3 stat line, with the invaders reroll. I think he actually is like relatively tanky enough to be able to be okay as your leader rather than you having to rely on Namor all the time, who's also a 7/7 character with a reroll himself, but still for 1 threat less, like I think Steve Rogers is actually close to the durability of Namor at this point.
Yeah, agreed. And it also takes the pressure off of your Namor because you're always running invaders on Namor. So then now everything goes onto your Steve Rogers. So it goes onto your 4 threat, which allows your 5 threat to be kind of running the field a little bit more.
Right. Yeah. So you have the option of taking the pressure off of Namor, or even Pedro. I would say you can even run Invader Shield without Namor. Crazy.
Ooh,
I know.
Spice. I like it.
Yes. Yeah. So especially at lower threats, right? So you can take more efficient models that have the ability to have rerolls. So you're not just looking for Zemo bubbles anymore.
Yeah.
You can just look for characters that have the ability to roll for themselves. Like let's say Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm happy to take a Black Panther now, right?
in here. Wow.
Yeah. Under
cool.
invaders, right? You just have to make sure he's within 2 of a friend, right?
Yeah.
And then he has all of his skulls like unlocked.
Yep.
Mantled attacks. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Still,
And you can make a hyper mobile team too with that.
Yeah, like the thing is, like Steve Rogers is actually pretty fast. So like both invader leaders are fast characters, actually. In the totality of the movement that they can get. but I actually like Steve Rogers' Spender like a lot. So for 3 power, it's 7 dice, a medium throw trigger,
Yes.
and like a stun slow. Like
Yep.
it's a good spender.
Yeah,
Like
because you could basically for 5 power, you can be like, okay, I'm going to spender you, and then I'm going to just walk over here and then punch someone else in the face.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so
Or you can also just spend 6 power and you can get 7 dice reroll any like
God,
spender
yeah,
with like
that's
good
really good.
triggers.
Yeah,
I think he needs a second look. Like I know this was a joke, NASCAR Steve, etc. Guys, but please take a look at Steve Rogers Captain America. I think he's like a legitimate Shield model.
Uh,
Consider taking in this and also Mighty Avengers because he's also the only fourth threat in Mighty
oh, yeah,
Avengers.
he is the
And he's
right.
good now.
God, yeah, that's pretty good.
And Kang.
You could.
yeah, you could actually, yes.
Full
Yeah.
rerolls. Why not?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This character can be really good.
I wasn't really joking about the Kang thing. I was like,
No,
that's
I
actually
know you're
Oh,
not.
no.
It's actually good.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, that's
NASCAR
pretty
Steve's
awesome.
back, baby.
Yeah,
wait,
baby.
what? What's the quote from the NASCAR movie with Will Ferrell?
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. It's applicable now because it's Steve Rogers.
Yep.
Cool. So moving on, Supergiant got a medium move against small base, short moves were changed. So she's going up to medium.
Pedro, any thoughts on Supergiant?
You could play her.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that because it's getting late. Immortal Hulk gained Peerless.
Not surprised.
Yeah, that one's like whatever. Thor, Hero Midgard, Thor 2 gains Peerless first. So let's do that. And then basically all of his changes have been reverted.
Yep. The only thing that's stuck is that these builder dice is still from 7 to 6. But otherwise, he's exactly the launch Thor now.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. You can play
I think I think he's definitely playable and definitely interesting. So Ursa Major, physical defense went from 3 to 4, and his Ursine Temper, which I think is his throw.
I don't even know if I own this thing.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So okay,
It's
all
his
right.
throw.
So,
Yeah, it's his throw.
yeah, so Ursine, the terrain throw actually went down to 2 power, right? Physical defense going to 4 is big deal, as we talked about She-Hulk.
Yes.
This character is now an 8/8 health model
Yes.
at 4th red, so he's like again a lot of hit points you just have to chew through.
He's a chonk bear.
Yes.
He's a very chalk bear. And reminder, every listeners, he still has an incredibly good spender. It's like a kingpin spender. So for 3 power, range 2, 7 dice, it's like an auto stagger and auto throw. Like it's
it's pretty good. Yeah, I give him that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I like
I'm hoping that Winter Guard can find some way to use this guy because definitely is better is before. So let's hope that this helps.
I agree. And then we get to the last few here, which are all relatively interesting. Viper got kind of a complete rework. So hold on. Viper's Poison Blade is now auto poison. It was a wild trigger, and it's an elusive on wild now, so she gets to move. Assassin, which is range 2. Assassin's Pistol is range 3, gainer with a pursuit on a hit trigger. Did they keep the stun too?
Yeah, they also kept the stun as well.
Oh,
that's pretty
good. So
That's
basically,
interesting.
yeah, like every attack now has some kind of inbuilt movement that you can possibly get.
And plus, she already had a place. She's 6'6", L move stealth. And then what's interesting too is on her spender, which is still 3 power. And she gets a place off that, but in a wild slow stun. But also in addition to that, now if they're poisoned, they can reroll up to 2 dice. So her and Omega kind of also combo well together, in like Hydra or Cabal or something. So, very interesting. I think Viper is actually. I was talking to Waller about this on the phone earlier. We're convinced that she might be like top 3 threats in Cabal now. So
She could be, especially if you need a skirmisher, like just someone that can just move around and attack people, like while doing so. Like she definitely fits that bill, I think.
yeah, well, if you were there for, yeah, I agree. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens here.
Yeah.
So
And she moves very fast.
She's super fast with
Mm-hmm.
stealth, which I
Yeah.
really like.
Yeah.
And she's versatile, which, we've seen Echo, right? And Viper, unlike Echo, is 6'6". Oh, because Echo's only 6'5", I
No.
think, or
5'6".
5'6", 5'6",
5'6".
yeah.
Yeah, thankfully only 5'6".
Yeah.
But she also has a kit that like you can either gain all the power from damage, or if you just need that reliable one to then trigger the spender, that's like really good too. So it kind of
Yeah.
helps both of you, like both of
She's
your
a very
ideas.
good, I think Viper is a super, super good 3 threat now.
Absolutely.
So, moving on though, we'll go to War Machine. So Jin, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I kind of like potentially like workshopping War Machine in my head. So he's going to a 5'6". The big thing is that they changed both the spender and they gave him an extra superpower. So the spender changed in a way that crits counts as doubles during his spender. Instead of you being damaged for each crit result that you have, you just take a flat 2 damage if there's any crits. So that's good. And then you now have a superpower that you spend 3 power for, I think it's called Reload, where you just spend 3 power and get 2 health back. So on a 4-3-3 DR model, that can make War Machine like incredibly tanky, actually, as far as the ability to like grab something and just hopefully not die in the process. But also like it helps compensate for the fact that the empty the clip can sometimes like hit you for 2, but you can heal it back and you're fine. I did a practice dice roll into a blue marble, and I got like 10 successes on 8 dice.
Oh, Jesus.
As I was like, all right, well, maybe there's something here actually, like to this. So yeah, I was here with crafting him in shield, like between him and rescue, basically healing himself and rescue healing him. He could actually top back off the full health without any tactics cards being used, and that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, because I was just thinking that like, oh damn, rescuing him together is probably very annoying to kill this model. Like you'd probably just be like, okay, well, I know I'm not going to kill that model, so I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, he's not that mobile fantasy that we have about like the Iron Man suits, like, unfortunately, but he is very durable. So maybe there is some sort of role that you can play, like
Yeah,
depending on the
and you
matchup.
get the extra, the shield reroll if you're doing invaders with new CAC. So,
Mhm.
it does work very well. So I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think so.
And you can finally play War Machine. Why not?
Yep, yep.
You can have a whole
Uh,
Iron family.
I could and play with the rescue like Tony card as well. Finally,
But you can't be
uh,
Hulkbusters. All right, moving on to Wasp.
no, you can't be Hulkbuster. Okay, so Wasp stuff is similar to Ant-Man's, right? Uh, currently the change form, normal change size is not uh, makes it so that you have to drop all your extracts. That is incorrect according to AMG. It should be updated like Ant-Man so that when you transform change sizes from normal wasp to small wasp, you should be able to retain any extract tokens that you have. So that's kind of something they have to like fix wording wise. Otherwise, once that's done, this character is able to just hold on extracts like more or less all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She never has to drop an extract token that she's holding. So that's the big change for Wasp. Top of going to a 6/6 health, and she has all the benefits of being in tiny form and stuff like that. Just that you can actually participate in some extract aids now, which is good, as long as they're assets.
Yep.
Really
And
good.
overall good change. And a Werewolf by Night, the pounce is down from 2 power, down from 3. It's 3 to 2 now. And then also with Midnight Massacre, the pounce is obviously his push forward. And then Midnight Massacre is his
Clapback.
clapback.
Goes from
Clapback.
3 to 2, which
For
is
2 power. That's
which
really
is
interesting. Actually,
really
Yeah.
good.
Should be noted that Werewolf by Night, I believe, went to a 7/8 health stat line.
Yes, yeah,
Ooh,
he's
chunky.
way more health. Yeah, he's a chunky boy. Wait, healing
And this
factor
is
too.
healing factor too.
Yeah, Marge is very excited for this one because she was like, "Wow, you can basically just move, attack once, do 1 damage, and then throw yourself into someone." I'm like, "Yeah, like this is gonna
Yeah,
be very annoying."
he's gonna feel a lot better. He's gonna move around the board a lot more, and he's gonna be hitting people back a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time. Yeah, it's a good change. I like it.
Not as cool as Dracula, but whatever. I'm just kidding.
You can play him with Dracula.
I mean, he's definitely way faster than Dracula just by doing.
Yes,
normal
okay,
things.
I know. I was just being a little prick at the end of the day.
Facetious.
Little facetious,
Yeah.
little.
Facetious. Yep, but it's a good character. I think all
It's good.
the
I really like the play pattern. I
yeah,
really like that.
absolutely.
It's cool.
Yeah, and always like be able to put bleed on during someone else's activation is like really, really funny. You
Yeah.
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah. Especially if you hit him, get him down to 1, and you're like, well, now suck
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, Werewolf by
um,
Night fans, rejoice. He's I think he's going to be really good.
yeah. And that is all the character updates that we received today. So, kind of crazy. I think in general, there's a lot to digest here. A lot that we have maybe not even touched on, so, um, so like any kind of thoughts, anybody?
I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone's excited that Shang-Chi and Zemo have been nerfed. The field is wide open. Please try out new models. You no longer have to take these canned splashes anymore to be competitive. So I think I'm just very excited for people just to try new models overall. That's my take. At least.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of exciting times moving forward. Like lots of weird stuff we'll probably run into, stuff we haven't seen in quite some time. Old, grab those old models out of your, I don't know where you keep them, the basement or something. Please note, like obviously AMG is working their best to correct some of these, like some of the typos and things like that. So um, I guess like over the next few weeks, we'll be kind of like revisiting some older factions, just kind of talking about these changes as we get to play more. I have not played a game today, right? So, still kind of exercising a little bit of think tanking, and we got to put a lot of this stuff down on the table to give you some more like nuanced impressions, which we'll do more in like faction based episodes. So, stay tuned with us. It's exciting times for MCP, and expect like lots of content from this because I think a long time ago I joked with Jian offline that we can milk this update for like 2-3 months. So,
Yeah, but I want to make sure that we do take our time to just be like, it's like, and media move is good.
oh,
You
of
know,
course. Like I said, with more practice, there will be more nuances. Again, some of the stuff we talked about with health interacting with TTCs is kind of unexplored, right? Like health interacting with like I don't know, like some bodyguard stuff, some DR. Like there's just a lot of a lot of variables right now. Um, like characters like stealth, even like health updates interacting with like stealth, like Nightcrawler going 7/7 with contingent stealth might be actually like a huge deal.
yeah.
Um,
We
so
don't know the ramifications of a 6/6 Loki. That could be, you
I,
know,
I I
some sort of
wanted him to go seven
shenanigery.
seven, man.
no,
Yeah.
No, yeah,
please.
Um,
yeah.
Sorry, Pedro. I think I cut you off. Did you have
No,
any
no, I
particular
said
thoughts?
no, please.
Okay.
Uh, well, any kind of like final thoughts from anybody? I could just kind of said my piece.
Yeah, try all the models out, see how it goes. That's really it. This update is so intensive that everybody deserves a chance at this point, and lists should be as random as can be, because
Well,
I don't
you
think
can
there's
put
a
thought
right
into
answer.
your list.
Oh, no. I'm saying in terms of like lists, because of how many changes there is, I think there's going to be more creative lists than always the generic, like, okay, this is what you do and this is what you bring. I think this is going to be opening up a lot of lists and a lot of different aspects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think as long as you can look at a character and just determine what the role of this character is, like in your squad, then you should try them out. Like as long as it comes together for a plan, like I think any list can be like pretty doable. Just make sure you have a plan for the model, and then it's going to make sense at the table at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And on that note, you can link below to join our Discord. You can email us at 111@gmail.com. The link to the RSMP videos, especially for like some of the Turn Zero stuff that Jin's worked on, the visual content to our kind of Get Ready to Get Better series. You can hit the link below. Leave a review on Apple and Spotify or wherever you prefer to listen. Our affiliate, Huge Miniatures, link is below. Check out like Get Any Terrain paints. Sorry, I'm really tired, so this is getting like a little more difficult to do.
It's okay.
And thank you both of y'all for joining me tonight for the updates.
Of
And
course.
Godspeed Echo. I don't know why that's still there, but Godspeed to you all. Thank you for being part of this wild journey for the updates.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.